Had a little bit of money, so the Lord did me good. Got all kind of shit. Got the glow sticks. I got the gotcha bag. Got the Hawaiian punch. Man, everybody won't holler at pop what you need. I got it. If I ain't got it, I can find it. You understand? I'm selling glow sticks. Glow sticks that go with the yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, Ben.
Hi, George. How's it going?
It's going all right.
Kia ora, welcome to the Tim Show. I'm Tim Morrison. Now each week I invite a couple of buddies over to have a bit of a kōrero, we have a bit of a sing-song, and I show them some of my postcards from Hollywood. Ooh, and they're looking pretty flash too. I visit the whānau in New Zealand and around the globe, and I even score some A-listers. Now, this week we've got a Tim Show special, episode 3, involvement of the Kiwis. I'm talking Star Wars. We find out how they make us clones. And I catch up with Rena Owen and talk to the producer, Rick McCullum, and talk to the big guy, George Lucas. So, lightsabers on!
Do you have a tail, or is that your hair in the back?
あ、ほら髪の毛と下に尻尾があります。
Hair and a tail. Wow. The best of both worlds.
わあ、Thank you! 私の髪の毛と尻尾はとっても自慢の髪の毛と尻尾なんです。ありがとうございます。
Yeah, it really such a unique little character. It's mesmerizing. Anyway, I forgot the question.
Living in America. There's nothing wrong. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm out on love. Out on love. Alone from night to night, you find me.
Concerned about that?
No, Dageshan. I'm concerned because there's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some...
I'm going to say I feel good. Papa's got a brand new bag. It's a man's world.
What you're going to be
Hello,
doing
Ted.
on the tour?
Jam.
Source, there you are.
And we'll be doing a lot of good things, and hopefully we'll get Brother Ted Turner on the cover. Ted, where you at? Hasta luego.
What's going on, Bombad fam? Obviously, just a lone Bombadcast hanging out this evening. Happy to be here. Super excited to be opening and building some Legos for the people watching this evening. Haven't done one of these before. Super excited to have y'all here. It's going to be kind of fun. It's going to be experimental. We're building a cool piece, so you'll get to see a couple different angles as well, and some nice background music. So it's not just me talking about myself the whole time. Chat, I'm going to love to hear from you during this experience. I'll make sure I keep you on the screen if it works. So we'll see how this looks. I don't sleep. No, I don't believe in sleep, Scotty. Glad to have you here, though. We'll be seeing you soon on Bombadcast. But here's the shot. Let's see if we can get this a little bit better. Here we go. Look at this. This is going to be wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. Oh, yeah, the helmet's in the back there. I got the Manda helmet we put on the wall very soon. Thank you for saying that, Sunrise St. Pete. Let's see if I can get my camera to zoom in a little bit more on myself. But we are building a fantastic piece today. Hold on. Just so you can see my face as we build this. Let's see. There we go. Get zoomed in. My hair's super curly right now. Good Lord. All right, let's see. This look better? Way better. Let me actually, because I need to sit up some more. Hold on. Ooh. There we go. All right, we'll be building a Lego. All right. Fantastic Lego, by the way. Super excited. Let's see. It's amazing how you... I don't disagree with that at all. What I'm drinking this evening, I've got a glass of water. I've got a Coca-Cola. And, of course, I got a... What is this? A Pellegrino. Pellegrino. I like sparkling water. Big fan of it. Oh, we can even do one of these. You'll see my gut a lot in this, which is kind of exciting. Yeah, look at this. How cool is this? But you also got water right here. Calzones! Rotolos. Shout out to Rotolos. Fantastic. They always let you keep their cups. Oh, yeah, humidity's there. I'm loving it. Brennan, Mar, what's going on, dude? So we're going to have some fun. We're going to build this set. I sent a link to a couple of our friends. We may have some friends join us at some point. Hopefully you like the music. But yeah, let's get going up a little bit louder. Let me know what y'all think, because I obviously can't determine how loud I am, but let's get this thing open. This is my first time building a Lego of this complexity in a minute. The last Lego I built, here's a story. The last big Lego I built, and I'll put it on my face right here. The last big Lego I built from a box, this is weird, kind of niche, was the night before Solo. No, pardon. The night before Rogue One. Yeah. I have not built a from-the-box Lego like this many pieces in that long. This is actually a gift on my wedding anniversary from my cousin Kate and her husband Michael. So I cannot thank you both enough for this. This is bringing me back to my childhood. But yeah, the last time I built a Lego this big was a U-Wing from Rogue One, and it's at my mom's house still. She keeps it still on the actual counter. Let me get my cool lights going too. Hold on. Let me get my cool lights going. My aunt gave me these lights as a gift as well. So we got all kinds of cool stuff coming in for this wedding. But yeah, no, I'm super thrilled to be doing this, hanging out with y'all this evening. Kind of a fun night. Katie's running some errands with a friend. So here I am doing this on a Friday night. Super stoked to be here. But yeah, first time building. Now, the reason why I said before that is because a friend of mine was selling his Legos, his Clone Wars era Legos, on Facebook Marketplace, and he reached out to me first. My friend Zachary, who I worked at summer camp with for a while, and yeah, so he's the one that gave me like a loose set. So I actually have not built a set since I think it was 2020 during COVID. So first big set in a while. Let's get started. Now, how many of y'all, okay, I'll tell you this much. My aunt's in the chat. I love seeing you in here. Sunrise St. Pete, that's my Aunt Celeste. Yeah, the cool lights. She's the one that got me these lights. But yeah, how many of y'all build Legos regularly? I'm going to be looking over here for a second. Alden will be joining us soon, by the way. Let's see. I have that U-Wing. Okay, but okay, that's sick. Yeah, I'm excited to get Legos as an adult, and when we inevitably have kids, for that reason alone. But let's get this thing going. Let me get this music turning a little bit. So, obviously, my favorite show, Book of Boba Fett, besides the Mandalorian being in it. Super excited to listen. The N-1 Starfighter. I am just thrilled to have the opportunity to even make something like this. Hopefully, my little table will be sufficient enough for it. We'll see. We'll find out pretty soon. But let's get this thing rolling. So, there is a nostalgia to it. For those that don't know, I grew up building Legos a lot as a kid. I mean, that was like every Christmas, every birthday, every like little holiday, like, you know, whatever it is. Plural of Lego is just Lego bricks. Am I getting corrected by one of my students? I guess I am. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to fit on this little table. Oh, wait, hold on. We might be able to. Oh, we're joined. Yeah, this little table might need to find a partner. I might try to display this right here so everyone can see it. Let's see. We're bringing in a wonderful Bombad guest as we go through this build. Let's bring in the wonderful Jared, the Dark Jedi. Nice little surprise stream this evening.
Wanna have you near me? I wanna have you hear me say it.
Hey, dude.
Hello.
Thanks for coming to hang out. This is gonna be fun. I'm excited to see you here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm editing KNR.
Nice.
I got Sony Vegas to start like working properly again.
Oh,
so
cool.
I was like, I was like, you know, I can actually like edit episodes and trim the fat and stuff. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. For those that don't make content,
we are both cooking right now.
No, I know. When your stuff does not work how it should, there's the rage that comes from that is a whole different level of rage. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like, it's this, you should work. Everything about this should work, and right now it's not working.
And I don't know enough
oh,
about how to make it work to understand why
Yes.
it's not working.
Yes. Dude, it's so funny. I was a Windows person through and through, and I filmed a short film. For some reason, the file type would only work with Macs. And so I'm not joking when I say this, but like buying a Mac, like I know it's extra, I know it's a pain, but like to me, it's nothing's better because like I've had very little editing problems since. But I used to edit Bombadcast on a Windows computer, and I just couldn't. I'm such a snob, but like I just can't do it anymore. I can never go back. It's that bad.
Maybe one day that's the change I will make. I will make it a change to Mac.
I will make it a
maybe.
change.
Make it a change.
Hey, let's talk about this for a second. Jared, did you build Legos growing up?
Not a whole lot, surprisingly.
Not a lot.
Spencer's a big Lego guy.
Spiny. Yeah.
Yeah, good old Spiny. Loves him some Lego.
So the reason I ask is because I don't remember growing up. You may have a memory of it. Were they always numbered? I don't think
I
they
think
were.
so. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not the person to ask.
Okay. Maybe when Alden gets in here, he'll be able to recall. But this was like, and I was saying it earlier in the stream, this was like my go-to gift from anyone when I was a kid. It would be big, small, whatever. Like my grandma would buy me Bionicles, obviously, like, you know, whenever we would visit. But in terms of like Legos, like I had, and you're gonna love this, I had the and this is where I'm gonna fail in trivia. What was the Clone Wars era tank with 6 wheels?
Juggernaut.
The one with 6 wheels, that on Kashyyyk?
Yeah.
I had that one. And that was like a $220 Lego set. Or even maybe we're right at 170. And I got it in 3rd grade. And I remember like taking a whole weekend and just vibing, listening to my iPod Shuffle and building it. I have very fond... Okay, stop saying Legos with an S. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm sorry. My students are going to get on my ass about it. I'm going to say it.
I mean, he's building more than one Lego, so...
Yeah. I don't know. But apparently, the word Lego is plural. You need to say Lego bricks. Now, the reason why they're correcting me is because they all actually do Lego builds because they are on the robotics team.
Did you pop quiz?
Nah, these are the... Oh! Wait a minute. Austin is one of the ones I pop quiz. Dude, I love that you brought that up. Yes. You're going to love this. I complain about these classes to my friends too. So this is y'all may think I'm just grumpy because I can be grumpy, but no, my anger for my kids kind of spreads when they're acting like jerks. I'm telling you. Anyway, Jared, how are you today? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
Do you hear the music? I'm it's kind of quiet.
I can hear the music, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a lot or too much, too little. So, look, see, Austin said I got a 60. I'm fine. Yeah, he did pretty well. Most kids made zeros. I'm not even kidding. Don't piss me off.
On Austin.
I know. Don't make me mad, man. I can't help that. I'm not really an aggressive kind of person, too. I might need a whole nother table for this. Good Lord. I have no other little small tables I can build on. I'm going to try to make this work. There's all these little pieces that I didn't expect. Let's see. I'm going to make some room over here. I'm glad you can join me tonight, Jared. This makes me very happy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jared and I have a big trivia match coming up on April 10th. Really looking forward.
A month from today.
A month from today. Good Lord. Ugh, I'm not ready. I'm excited, but I'm genuinely... I don't think I'm going to be ready. I think you're going to get a very... just go with the flow, Scott Jayro. I really do. I wish you would get a challenge, Scott Jayro. You may. I mean, we'll see.
I'm anticipating a challenge. I'm at least anticipating you to be like a lot during the match.
Oh no, I'm gonna be an ass.
I say you better be on.
I will be on.
It's no fun for me if you're not.
No, I agree. Why is his hilt? I don't know. Would you say his hilt should be silver for the Darksaber? It is on the thing. There's no opinion, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
For the sake of like Lego detail, I don't know how much else you can do.
That's fair. I have never done a public build like this before. This is pretty chill. Yep, I'll be a married man by then. That's why. So my Aunt Celeste is in the chat. He will be coming down and facing me in trivia in this very room. Molly got her report card today. Mr. Jayro must be much tougher than her 7th grade science teacher. Yeah, I'm pretty brutal. All right, was Bill Din. They gave Din a little face. That's kind of cool. He's got like a little Pedro Pascal.
Oh, he has a face.
Let me show you. Yeah, that kind of surprises me. Hold on.
He's moving up in the world.
There he is. You can kind of
look at that handsome man.
Probably won't focus that well, but there it is. Oh wait. Ooh. Okay, and there goes the head. Jesus. All right, give me 1 second. Already messing things up. The Lego Darksaber is trash. I kind of agree. You would think they would make its own custom build for it, but they really didn't. I think, yeah, Austin's right. My other Din Djarin minifigure is an all black face. You see, I have it up here. So I have a mini Razor Crest right here that I built, and it's his face is, yeah, it's like an all black face. How crazy is that? How awesome is it that they can get away? Like Jon Favreau is like, yeah, no, we're not going to show his face until like the last episode, or you know, we're not going to give the Grogu reveal away. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got so much pull.
He does.
Not even kidding. Like, he just does. Here we go. Here's your Din Djarin, everyone. Let's see. Very beautiful. All right. Gonna move him out the way. Let's get this first thing getting built. See, Pete Fletcher and I always talk about how therapeutic this is. Because this is genuine. There is a therapy to this.
Maybe I should start building Legos. Maybe I won't be like a homicidal rage maniac anymore.
No, it's funny though. There is a cost to this because it does get expensive. Like I wouldn't have bought this, $60 or $50 set for myself. I wouldn't have. I would have been like, that's a nice meal somewhere. That's a date with.
Yeah.
I usually can't justify these kind of purchases.
I also already have my like ridiculous collecting thing.
Oh yeah, you do.
With Roosevelt's.
Yeah, you do. And I almost don't blame you because you can't. It's hard to invest in two different things that you like,
Yeah, like y'all collect Legos and figures and stuff. It's like I like nice button downs.
Isn't that funny? But for those that don't know, Jared obviously is of course coming to my wedding next month. Or within the next 29 days at this point. And he's already has all of his outfits planned. Like this whole week, he's like calling me and texted me. He's like, is it okay? And I'm like, dog, I love you. Because
I will say, I had to grill Katie a little bit to figure out like what the wedding attire should be.
Sure.
I wasn't sure I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a stripped back kind of thing, like full formal. But no, I will say I don't have each day's outfit planned out. I have I have all of I have 85% of my clothes packed though.
Yeah.
And funny enough, Taylor and I think are going to bite the bullet on taking like one like suitcase that we're going to pack to then like accommodate. So I'm gonna end up having to do all this packing a second time, but I don't mind because I love doing this shit. I love packing. It's so fun.
I am the same way. I kind of do get something out of doing that. I think it's like a almost therapeutic thing of just like knowing that you will be somewhere different and like the mental anticipation of that is very special.
It's so much fun.
That's awesome, man. I agree. It's kind of hard, and it's weird for y'all because you're traveling somewhere you've never been, which is what I'm genuinely thrilled that you get to come experience my way of living in my place in this capacity.
Oh yeah, I'm so pumped. I will say there are only 2 days that I definitely know for sure what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
I know what I'm wearing when I get there, but I might change it honestly because I like wanted to wear my like ridiculous Roosevelt's tuxedo on day one, but part of me's like I want to wear such a ridiculous ostentatious outfit when people are there.
I love that. That's amazing.
So that one might get changed, and then I think I know what I'm wearing when we actually go to NOLA proper.
Perfect. Oh, it's gonna be. Obviously, when it comes to this state and what you can do in this state, please don't hold back. I mean that. Like, if it's something you want to be kind of outrageous when it comes to going to that city. I mean, our next guest on the screen currently, I'll bring him in a moment, can tell you because he's been there. But let's bring him in real quick. Let's get our wonderful next guest. Our chat's gonna be very excited because of who it is, our wonderful visitor, and I'll play a very special clip for this person because of what I know they like and who I know they are. Oh, this is terrifying. I don't know why the camera switched so ridiculously.
Wait, Scotty, do the mouth thing again. Go back to it. Do the mouth thing.
What mouth thing? Hold on.
That one clip where you was exactly like that. You were.
Let's bring in our next guest, the incredible, the one and only, and let's let him do his moment for us. Here we go.
Everywhere around the world, we try to tell people there are no borders, there are no prime ministers, there are no presidents. There's only one nation. That's Kiss Nation. There's only one rock and roll national anthem. Rock and roll all night, party every day.
Legendary.
Pills, baby.
Oh, my boy.
How's it going?
He's a living Lana Del Rey song. What's going on, bud?
Howdy. How are you fine pieces of gentlemen tonight?
He needs to focus. That's what all this whole night's about. The Lego focus build. He needs to make sure he's alert and there.
That's right. That's right. Now, I appreciate you introing me with a Paul clip, I believe, from the 96 reunion tour.
Good Lord, you knew it. It's such a classic.
So good.
There's a couple of them, like in those late 90s ones are some of the best. Okay, Alden, do you build Legos often? Or have you built them? Okay, you've built them before, right, though?
Yes. Yeah, I have before.
There is that weird bit of anxiety where you're like, am I missing a piece? And I'm having that right now because I'm working in such a limited space.
Which I think is like emblematic or symptomatic, rather, of a larger issue, which is, am I an idiot? Like, that's what's going through your mind.
That's exactly what it is. Because obviously these are not designed for me. They're designed for people let's see, what age is 9+. Okay, so I've got about 19 years on that almost. So yeah, I shouldn't struggle with this.
You remember what it's like being 9? It's the greatest time of our lives.
I miss it. That's when I built these the most. That was like the era of that. That was the one that was like, it was video games and this, you know?
I think for me, Lego was something that I appreciated, but didn't buy a lot of because as a child, I used to literally say, I want things that are done. I don't want to have to make them. Like, get me action figures, get me wrestling action figures, get me, little statues or things like that. Like, the closest I ever came to wanting to put the work into my play was Lincoln Logs.
Lincoln Logs, okay.
Which they should totally rebrand and call them like Endor Logs or something. But I never wanted to actually have to make my toy. That seemed completely counterintuitive.
It's not a bad reason to, even as a kid, to rationalize that thought. That's pretty awesome. But I also don't blame you. I had a builder's mind. Like, I was always given puzzles as a kid. So when it came to like actually making something come into existence, I really like doing this. Let's see if we can move the camera down a little bit so we can see more of my hands. That's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm happy to have you here though, Alden. How you doing, bud? What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing much, working for the weekend and now it's here. Going over appointments and nagging people via email. Making people quake with fear everywhere I tweet. And now here I am. And it feels good. Feels good to be me out here in these streets.
I agree. I'm glad to have you here. We got Jared with us. Isn't that cool?
Jared? He's okay.
Yeah. Isn't he interesting?
I am okay. I keep getting distracted by the fact that I'm editing as we speak, and I'm like getting like a weird head rush of hearing my voice while you guys are speaking. I'm like, wait, why am I talking over them? I'm not talking. Oh my god. I keep hearing Connor's voice, and I'm like, wait, is he here?
Connor's always with us in spirit.
Okay, now I feel like I'm missing a red piece. Okay, this is where I'm getting frustrated. Is the red piece in here? Oh, there's no red piece in here.
What
Got the-
minifigs did that come with? Did Din and Grogu?
Ooh, good ones. Okay, so it came with a faced Grogu. I'm sorry, a faced Din Djarin, which is kind of surprising. Look, I'll show you.
Really?
Usually, yeah. Isn't that cool? Pretty good
Look at that.
detail. It came with Peli, which is in the other bag. Came with Grogu, and it came with is it BD-42? Is that what we figured out? It's not BD. It's not BD-1, obviously. But didn't we look
It's
it up?
BD-72.
BD-72. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, pretty good minifigs, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Those are solid. I love the way that the Darksaber looks in Lego. It
Yeah.
looks so cheesy and dumb. It's beautiful.
See, it's funny because we were just saying I wish they had actually like dedicated a design to
Made
it, but
the blade thin.
it's very Lego. Yeah. Or even just like a whole different its own little, because they have pirate swords too in Lego. Like you would think they can just like do something, I don't know.
It's funny because Nikki Kumar, my hetero life mate and collaborator and many things, he used to work for Lego, and he has a website that he goes to of customs, and you can buy for like $1. You can buy a Dooku hilt. Like people are out there 3D printing.
No way.
Yeah, you can buy Ponkrells, you can buy Dookus, you can buy a ton of High Republic ones.
Yeah.
You can buy certain blasters of certain shapes and different sizes and everything, and Rey Skywalker's the yellow blade. People are out there making tons of stuff for minifig size.
Okay, now that's pretty sick. I didn't realize that. I know you can 3D print them. I'll be using a lot of 3D printing next year for some projects I got, and I'm very excited to actually, really 3D print. And like that's a cool option. Never considered that. That's pretty sick. Being able to 3D print a Dooku hilt. That's badass.
People are amazing, man.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to that. Like it's still that, and then for those that don't know, I know it's changed a lot since the 90s, but the internet is still sort of the wild, wild west when it comes to like 3D print licensing and stuff
what?
like
What'd you
that.
say?
Jesus. So predictable.
Oh, we both said Jesus.
Lord.
Lord, good Lord. Let's see. We got what's going on, Nick?
Jim
What's going
West,
on,
Desperado, Rough Rider.
Nick,
You don't
Fantasy.
want another this six gonna this brother running this
William.
buffalo. So okay.
Eli. Oh, Eli.
The a Scotty that I can address as Scotty, and people don't immediately go, "Oh, geez, what now?"
Nope.
Scotty
every time.
Holiday.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh,
Austin
jeez.
and Shane.
We got some good people in here. I'm sorry, I didn't show. What did Nick say?
How Cowboys and Aliens is better than Wild Wild West? Oh, I don't.
That is
know
such a
about
rancid take.
Oh,
that is a
wait.
rancid
Now,
take.
hold on.
Okay, all right, Jared.
Let's talk this. I like this.
Jared.
I'm so excited.
I don't know how I feel about it yet. I need to unpack it. I'm unpacking this in real time. But somebody saying something's better than an awful movie is not a rancid take. Wild Wild West is bad just because you
No,
love
it is not. It's an American classic.
I love bad things. I love 2003 Daredevil, which is, if you depending on what cut you watch, one of them is really bad. It's all good. Cowboys and Aliens has Harrison Ford, so that immediately puts it at least in the okay category.
And Favreau directed it, right?
Favreau. It's one of those weird mishmashes of things. It's sci-fi, it's Western, it's Harrison Ford, it's Daniel Craig at the height of his Bond.
That's
Olivia
right.
Wilde. And it's Favreau, and it was pre-sequels, so it was like, getting Harrison for a fun action romp movie did not seem like the foregone conclusion that maybe it would have been back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Okay, now let him have his moment. There we go.
Kenneth Branagh playing an evil genius ex-Confederate super scientist piloting an 80-foot tall metal tarantula that breathes fire.
I hear you.
We just gotta admit,
I don't even need to bring up the song to win. Using the song to win is like doing like is like putting on the Infinity Gauntlet. It's not a fair fight.
Well, the song is great, but
The
at
song
the same
is
time,
incredible. The song is incredible.
It was from a different time though, when we would have tie-in songs like
Yeah,
Cowboys
we
and
can
Aliens
move
is not
back.
from that time.
Sure, it isn't. It doesn't change the fact that it has Will Smith
superior.
recapping this amazing movie with a Stevie Wonder sample. The song alone clears Cowboys and Aliens. The music video for Wild Wild West that takes place in a different continuity than the movie clears all of Cowboys and Aliens.
All right.
This is interesting. I would love a side by side. I would love a screening one, and then the next day is screening two.
I know. Why don't you organize a TNAP Westerns week where we just watch a bunch of bad to mid sci-fi westerns or
Wild
something?
Wild West was the second movie we covered on Movie Club.
Wow.
And the fourth and the ninth and it just keeps getting covered.
What's that stupid podcast Michael loves where all they talk about is grown-ups too?
Oh, it's like
my
the worst
God.
idea ever or something like that.
Yes,
I'm going to
that's the
make
worst
one of
part.
those, but it's going to be me explaining to people why Wild Wild West is
Wild
actually one of the
West.
greatest movies of all time.
That'd be amazing.
I
Wild
love
Wild
that
West,
movie so much. It is so good. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't blame
Scotty,
you.
what's the worst movie that you love?
Wow, that's a really good question.
I don't like your implication.
Bruh, y'all have heard me go off on Digimon the movie. So that's the one that, like,
Digimon the movie, yeah.
I made Eric Cotterman watch the movie too many times because I was obsessed with the soundtrack. And I will, regardless of how Jared feels about Wild Wild West, I will say the greatest early 2000 soundtrack, like above Shrek, above all of it, is is Digimon. They must have spent maybe 1/4 of the budget on music licensing for the
Just
songs.
licensing
It's
tracks.
it's all ska. It's all like, if you were to sit there and watch this movie, you would go, my God, I know what year this movie's from. Like, it's just like watching a John Hughes movie. Like, you just know. You just watch, you're like, okay, this was obviously made in the 80s, just based on the
Right.
sound of the movie. The same can be said about Digimon the movie. That's a good question, though. I'm sure there's other ones, but that's the one that, like, really stuck with me as a kid. That most people, you know, when you grow up and you're, like, expecting people to have this shared memory with you of watching certain movies, that was the one. I don't think another person in my entire life was like, yeah, I agree, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's mine.
That's a really good point.
I need to cut in real quick. Will Beatty, Bat Dance is mid, Party Man all the way.
Party
Party
Man
Man
is
by
way
Prince.
better than Bat Dance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Way better than Bat Dance. Party Man is...
Good Lord.
You want to take? Here's a take.
Here we go.
Party Man is the only thing I like about Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Oh, my God.
Whoa!
That's amazing.
That's
That's
Joker
amazing.
is uninspired. It's just him already approaching the later stage of his career that would begin in like the mid-ish 90s to the 2000s. He's coasting on the fact that he's already a legend by that point. People forget that Jack goes back when Jack Nicholson was like starting out, stuff was still black and white. Like Jack Nicholson he's
That's
ancient
true.
now. Like, so 89 Jack is already an Academy Award winner. He's already established himself, and he just comes in, does nothing but a Jack Nicholson shtick the entire time. Nothing. I
is a good
really
take.
actively don't like the Jared Leto version, but at least he's reaching. Like, at least the guy like doesn't sound that way, doesn't move that way. Jack just came in and was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do your prosthetic smile thing," and like, that's it. Like that's it.
We're joined by someone. Let's see who just joined us. Oh, I thought I heard a
Fascinating
join
take.
noise.
I don't agree, but I appreciate it.
No one joined us. Sorry.
Okay.
No, it's weird, right? No, Schumacher didn't do that one. Who did?
Burton.
Burton did.
Yeah.
I am in love with what's the second? Is it Batman Returns? Bruh, Katie,
Yeah.
that's like Katie's new comfort movie because we watched it together at Christmas time, and I was like, yeah, there is something so wonderful to that movie. But we need to bring in. We have another person joining us. It's like the group chat comes alive right now. Let's bring in the legendary with his own little video clip as well. Let's see. I'm gonna bring him in. Well, here we go.
Well, you know it is a thrill when you go downhill, 'cause you're riding on the mountain of your own free will, and you're zipping in a flash on a daring dash down a waterfall so rapid that you go split splash. Splash Mountain.
There he is.
No.
What a legend.
Jesus.
No, it's funny. Like, you know, whenever you put like a lot of work into content, sometimes we've talked about this earlier. Me and Jayro were talking about this earlier. Connor, you're gonna be blocked for a second. You know, when you put like a lot of work into content, and, like you really just like care and pour your all into it, and then like no one watches it, or you're like your listens are low or whatever it is. Then you've got things like I'm gonna build a Lego, and you got like 20 people watching right now. I'm like, I don't even.
It's the
what
worst.
is. It's like what like I love everyone watching. I'm thankful. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm like here I am like we're gonna do a whole episode of mini chlorians, and I get like 4 views, and I'm like okay.
Yeah, I mean there is literally like
no
not to
sense.
speak for you, Scotty, but like we did an all day recording session with like academia and
Oh
like
my God.
we went
Yes.
hard on the Bombad Campbell stuff and everything. And I bet that probably was for maybe like an eighth of your audience. And then you could be like, you know, does Bo-Katan's wig break canon? And like everyone will show up. Like
Everyone's here. We're chatting
it's
about
like
it.
I laid my soul out there with a recent episode of my show, and it's doing okay. Like, but then like I'll be like, yeah, I'm talking about Mando for 40 minutes, and everyone's like, I gotta find out what to think.
What he thinks? Yeah, exactly.
What is he? What are we mad about?
What's he cooking?
I mean, to be the annoying devil's advocate, I will say,
I'm thankful.
It is a Friday. You know, it's an easier show to make. There's also the fact that like you can definitely enjoy Bombad on the replay versus like
that. This is I agree. That's fair.
This is something that kind of is designed to be watched live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom here, and then I think I don't know. I definitely actually have to like listen to what I have to edit for this episode because
that's fair.
I have to find something. There was a like I'm afraid to say on a live stream.
Then don't say it.
You're afraid to say something on a live stream?
It's pretty bad.
It's quite funny. It's a very funny misunderstanding, but
yeah, that's the best way to put it. Yeah.
Does Bombad have super chats? Like, can people donate?
Oh yeah, if they really wanted to, by all means, more than welcome to.
If someone pays any amount of money, we will answer and reveal all. Jared's not here, so I'll speak for him. I'll speak for Jared too. If you tip anything, $1 or more, Jared will say what he was gonna say.
That's exactly right. Oh, Jesus, that's funny.
Thanks.
Know what I like about this? You know what's funny? This is true. Will Beatty. So there are people that like that content, but I agree, Alden. You were there. We sat there and recorded for like a solid 4 hours. I edited it all. I put it all out there the best I could. And like, it's you know what? I can't even get mad about it because that's sometimes when you put things out for those that want to start content or have never tried doing it, when you put things out there, you just got to know that the things you don't expect to succeed. And the things that you expect to succeed sometimes fail. And that's okay. Like that's part of the gamble. That's why we like doing what we do.
And also you have to be comfortable with the fact that there's always going to be a push-pull between, is this for me or is it for them?
Exactly.
And I firmly think for me, it has to be for us. Not everyone thinks that though. And I have raged in our group chats and in other places when I see people, even people I really like, will go on their Instagrams or whatever, their TikToks and their whatever the hell they have, and be like to their followers, like, what do you think I should do? What should I cosplay next? What kind of video would you like to see from me? And that drives me crazy. Not because it's not effective, but because I can't imagine doing it. And I then want to lawyer for those people. Like William's in the chat right now. If William started a YouTube channel and then was asking his YouTube audience what he should make, I would be like, no. They don't get to choose. They're the audience.
Yeah.
You know, I would sit William down and be like, they're coming for you. But then that's the thing that people have debated forever. I mean, there's that comedy. Yeah, there's that talking comedy HBO special, which like the panel on it is now like half canceled, and then the third one, and then Chris Rock is also there. So it's like for some people that's 3/4. But Seinfeld and Rock are debating on it. Like, are they coming to see you or are they coming to see the act? And they said they've been having that debate for 20 years.
That's fair.
So.
Wow. That's interesting because as much as I am thankful to be doing this and spending my evening doing this, like, you know, I know what I'm doing, I would have done regardless. So to make content out of it was just a plus. And the fact that I can hang out with y'all too. I mean, we would have either have done this way or over a phone call. So like,
absolutely,
I don't know what I would have wanted. Right. So it's interesting. It's interesting. And like, I'm happy that we have the resources to do these sort of things and be available. And, you know, I could have done this by myself, but y'all were like, yeah, I'll come, I'll hang out. And, you know, happy to have y'all here.
Dude, I haven't had any dinner yet. I just decided to pop in for a bit before I made dinner
yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think the like audience
just making myself
sourcing...
some pasta.
Oh, of course you were.
Because I gotta carb up, you know.
What are you carbing up for?
I gotta run tomorrow. I'm just gonna go on a run tomorrow.
He's running.
You're running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connor, you're such a good sport. We love you.
By the way, Jared, while you were gone, I offered that you would say what you were gonna say for any amount of money. So if we get even a $1 tip, you have to say what you were gonna say.
Oh man,
it was no, we're not doing that.
No, I mean, listen, it's us being. There's nothing wrong with what nobody said anything wrong. Mm-hmm. We got nervous for a split second. It was us being very woke. We were recording KNR, and Kaysen, new member of the team, who I can't wait for you all to meet, made an Always Sunny in Philadelphia joke.
Nice.
That we thought was something else.
That was he made a joke about like the Charlie Work episode.
Oh, one of the best. I love that episode.
Yeah. Well, here's the issue. You have a panel full of people who two out of the 3 people who are normally on that show, or I mean, it's 4 people on that episode, but half of that panel is history majors. One of them is a history buff, and I'm not used to Kaysen's like style of humor being on mic. So for a very brief moment, we thought there was a Vietnam War era slur uttered, and I was about to start motherfucking Kaysen. And I was like, why the fuck would you say that on my podcast? And then I was like, oh, I remember, with the chickens and the steak and the
Yep. With
the, dude, I'm so glad you did it, Connor. I'm so glad.
Sticks that go with the
Glow sticks that go with the
and I'm just trying to find the part of the episode where I was like, Kaysen, why would you say that?
I want to say it was. I wish I wrote it down. I want to say
you helped me out with her.
Did Kaysen's the dude that followed me on Twitter the other day, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So he's now on TNAT?
Yes.
William.
So are you trying to be the next Wu-Tang clan of this space, or are you gonna start dropping bodies as well? Kaysen joining, does that mean that someone's fired? Because I know who's at the top of the fire list.
That's right.
Is like,
don't be saying that on the record, Alden. Jesus Christ.
I was talking about you, obviously.
Oh yes, it's Connor.
William. What I'm talking about is a sport that I used to do and that I still truthfully love. It's called running. It's cardio. I think it's what everyone should do.
When you do it,
well, sport is called running.
By the way, can we acknowledge the fact that William Hardy said, "If you take a knee, you get views."
Let's take a knee. Hold on.
What is William doing?
Well, we've been doing this on Bombad every week. Take a knee for Gyarados and Mazamita.
Oh my god!
You can see me take a knee, and we did take a knees this entire for like about a solid 5 seconds.
How did you find this Mazamita Gyarados?
Well, we did the Mazamita episode about his forked tongues, and we're looking through just fan art of Mazamita, and we found. I mean, isn't it? It's kind of an incredible image. Like, I may reach out the artist and get it printed on canvas because, like,
it's legitimately just good, fun fan art. Yeah,
but it's wild. Like, what? Where the
peak
where
2000s?
But where does your brain go to get to this point?
That's
Blue?
the thing.
Dark,
That, you know,
dark
it was a,
weird
it was a
places,
kid,
man.
It was a kid in the 2000s who grew up on these, and then by the time they were in high school and they were like, I can draw. Something happened. They were probably sorting through they had their Trapper Keeper open with all their Pokemon cards, whatever the hell.
You're right.
Their binder, while like Attack of the Clones or Revenge or Phantom Menace was on, and then they were like, they're the same shade. They're the same shade
they
of
are.
blue.
They are. You're not wrong. Yeah. But there's something to like, you know, and y'all know this feeling when you. And this is why I love the internet or just like reading books in general. When you discover something, like when something is just there. Like I found a photo of Joseph Campbell and George Lucas together recently. I'm like, I've never seen this. And like, even if it's for a moment, you're like, that's like amazing, right? Mm-hmm. But like Gyarados and Masami, like there was no one. If no one would have told me, if I did not discover that, I wouldn't believe it exists. You know what I mean? It's just so unbelievable.
Well, there was something like that earlier that made me have one of those, how is this even possible? And it was somebody put up a photo of Harriet Tubman, who I believe passed away 110 years ago today. And to put in perspective her age, they said, I believe, I wish I could find it, but I don't want to spend airtime searching for it. But it was when Harriet Tubman was born, Beethoven was like 50 something years old, 51, 55. When she died, Ronald Reagan was 2 years old.
Jesus. There is a lot of weird moments like that.
She touched completely different eras of human history.
Oh, yeah.
I think there was something where it's like, wasn't there, you know what, I gotta check when Rosa Parks died because there's that like meme that I'm pretty sure is also true where like she died like right before Shrek came out or something, or like right after.
Yes.
Whatever this is about to be is about to
just could be bad.
It's about to rock worlds.
No, there was that one where Connor.
Okay, Rosa Parks died October 2005.
Wow.
She got to see Revenge of the Sith.
So she got to see both Shrek 1 and 2. Presumably.
Well, somebody pointed out that Shrek's 1, 2, and I think 3. No, Shrek's 1 and 2 came out during W. Bush. Shrek 3 came out during Obama. Then during Trump, there was no Shrek installment. And then, 1, 2, and 3 during W. Puss in Boots during Obama. Trump had no Shrek installment, and then Biden gets elected, and we get Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So someone was like, there was no Shrek universe during Trump's administration.
Oh, it's amazing.
That should say everything that needs to be said.
Well, hold on. You'll maybe be able to correct me on this, Connor. But isn't there, and this is not even just a meme. By the way, this is a really weird Lego piece. Check this out. It's like a bendable one.
That's
like silicon. It's odd.
But what?
There's one that's really interesting where it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like Thomas Jefferson's grandchild is still alive, or like something crazy, or like great grandchild is technically still alive. Something really weird like that. I don't know if you've seen that one, Connor.
I don't think I have, but I'm about to look up like his his family tree.
Because there's one that was like he had either a kid out of wedlock or something crazy, but the descendant of that person is still alive.
Oh yeah. Shannon Lanier. He's the 6th great grandson of Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings, and he's a new. And this is when is this? From 3 years ago. He's a news anchor in Houston.
What? No, you know who might know him? Preston.
Oh my god!
From News Channel 10?
No. From I think it's like CW 39 or something.
No, I'm talking about Preston.
Oh,
Preston.
I mean, he may have crossed paths. This is a huge Lego. Look at this. Hold on. This is really big. I guess I have to.
It's got length, man.
It's got some length, some width. Hold on.
Girth.
Look at this. This is huge.
I love the
Look at this one. Look at this one from Sean Room. What's even crazier is that we are closer in time to the T-Rex than the T-Rex was to the Stegosaurus by like a lot.
Oh no, that's that. I teach it to my kids. I said, y'all don't realize. You don't realize like
eras. Yeah.
Dude, pre-Cambrian or like early Cambrian period, like dawn of all life, of vertebrate life, is like unbelievably far away. But dinosaurs were truly not that far ago. Like if you on a geologic time scale level, 65 million years ago versus a trilobite, which was 550 million years ago. Like,
insane.
It's hard to fathom that when you think about numbers, because once you go past 100,000, your brain's kind of like, okay, but I don't understand how numbers work at that point. You know what I mean?
Or like it doesn't seem as big. Like, oh, 1 million. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, 1 million. And like you're just like, okay, yeah, 1 million. But for me, it's like, like that. You gotta really like think of that like in all the zeros. But I also just realized Rosa Parks could have seen the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy in theaters.
Wow.
And I'm sure she did. She's probably a woman of taste. I would imagine. I thought you were gonna be like, I just realized Rosa Parks encountered the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Right.
No. No, God, no.
God, that's wild.
It's pretty wild, man.
There are some perspective things that really kind of blow your mind. That one y'all said about, what was it, Beethoven? Y'all said, or did I,
yeah,
it was Beethoven.
Yeah,
That's
Harriet Tubman
crazy.
when she was born, Beethoven was in his 50s,
Good
and when she
Lord.
died, Ronald Reagan was too.
That's the kind of things that like I wish, at least in like elementary or middle school, they would have like taken more time with, like how far back some of these things were. And then know what's crazier? This is the stuff that blows my mind. I tell my kids this. The first time we ever acknowledged cells was in the 1500s. We didn't know DNA existed until 1950. That's insane. We didn't know the structure, we didn't know
the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Pretty much.
So true.
We weren't aware that there was a double helix shape to our DNA until then, which is just like
DNA.
Yeah. So
and now
wild.
That's one of the most like easily identifiable images, silhouettes.
Oh my God.
In our world.
It's unbelievable. Obviously, it comprises everything and everyone we know. But like in terms of, just iconic science imagery or like atoms and molecules, like science is still such a relatively new topic. But obviously, it's so rooted in everything we experience. But like I just speaking in terms of like discoveries and acknowledging that very interesting history. Yeah, like all this is still so relatively fresh. Makes no damn sense.
It's wild. No, it's really, really wild. By the way, William gunning for that extra credit. It says with Gregory Mendel. Thank you, William.
There we go. Look, we got a shout out to Drew, by the way. Drew was one of my first students. Very happy to have you, Drew. Drew, I taught him at a school when I was student teaching, and he's still a diehard Bombad fan. Even before Bombadcast existed. So we're going to bring Jared back in. A total OG. Big Lego guy, too. Let's see.
I love that Nightbot will just be like, am I alive? Nightbot, we don't have time for that right now, man. It's just like, are any of us? We don't even know
if we are. Yeah, exactly.
What was that Jaden Smith tweet from forever ago that was like, how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? That's who are like, take that kid's phone away. What's going on?
Listen,
damn, Jaden. Just like, wow, I don't like that.
Bet you don't.
There's
really
nothing that makes me more angry than people who just question things and think that's what makes them intelligent. That is my like number one. I think like on.
But you know what?
Pet peeve is like just because you have questions does not make them valid.
I don't disagree with that at all. Part of it too, though, is like as a teenager,
there's no such thing as a stupid question. Yeah, there is.
As a teenager, you have these weird realizations, but like to like have to like publicly voice it now. That is, I agree. There was nothing worse than like having those people around you that did that, but also keeping it to yourself was just as impactful as, I mean, not saying it at all. So.
Yeah, I think that's something we need to ban. Is Nightbot, man, come on, man. Am I alive again? Jeez.
We gotta ban Nightbot.
No, we don't have to ban Nightbot. We need to put Nightbot on like antidepressants.
I wonder if you put Nightbot in timeout. Can I? Let's see.
I'm gonna create my own
timeout.
bot called Therapy Bot, and he's gonna tend to Nightbot's needs. Yeah, I mean it's interesting, man. Just to see like Nightbot ask a question like, "Am I alive?" And then four of us, four functioning, you know, whatever that means to you, adults, just gave that any sort of weight, and like that's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
Chat bots of our own making are throwing out topics, and we're talking about them. Like, and I call myself a producer professionally. I was just made obsolete here, live on air.
That was it. It did it to you.
Yep.
God, it's magical.
I wanted to say goodbye. I'm very hungry and my stomach hurts, so I'm gonna go eat. Love you.
All right,
Bye, Jared.
Bye, Jared.
Jared's gonna look at the local sheets.
Okay. I thought y'all just completely just like straight out on me.
No, it's you're cutting in and out for some reason. I don't know if that's just me or all of y'all, but
no,
it's
I'm,
like,
I'm hearing it too.
It's just like cutting out, kind of weird. Regardless, you're good to go. Bye, bud. Oh, you left. Can we talk about the N-1 Starfighter for 2 seconds?
Yes.
Amazing.
Bro, how awesome is it that not only did they bring it back, but they're like, we're gonna make it a hot rod. You know, we're gonna make it its own thing entirely, and like. Because they all knew it was a good design. You could show anyone the N1's design, and I don't think anyone would argue with you that it's not one of the best designs in Star Wars.
100%. Like, it didn't become the X-Wing of its era because by the nature of the story, a decade goes by, then they're doing something else, then the clone army comes in. So, like, there are logical in-world reasons why it doesn't have the same maybe staying power, but it's just as good. Like, I think if you showed people the X-Wing and the N1 next to each other, they would be like, yeah, those both slap. Like they
oh my god,
they are like I almost wish that, like, I know that Rogue Squadron like is not maybe possibly a thing in some way, shape, or form. Not with Patty Jenkins, it appears, but I would love a movie called Bravo Flight. Like, give me an N1 squadron pre Phantom Menace, and let me see like 7 different ones of those. It'd be great. I mean, to give it to Din and then to trick it out and make it kind of like a hot rod Batmobile. You know, it's got super speed and it's stripped and there's all gunmetal. Like, it's just fantastic.
It's perfection. And like, you know, they could have done anything after the Razor Crest blew up, which, if anything, Luke showing up, amazing. Don't get me wrong. But them destroying the crest was one of the biggest twists of all time. That was like this thing we
they've
focused
gone out
on.
of their way.
Oh my god.
They've gone out of their way to make it iconic.
And then here it is, obliterated.
Yep.
Just destroyed. God, it was so brilliant. I stood up, I gasped, and Kay were like, there's no way they just did that. And you know what's funnier? Hasbro had just did that humongous HasLab campaign that was like, you know, like a $700 version of this figure, and then like it was badass. It came with all this stuff, and they just blew up the ship like that next week. Oh,
amazing.
The balls, man. Just insane. Yeah, I messed up this one. Damn it. Let me get my little... It's weird. Legos come with this now, for those that don't know. It's like a tool that'll help you, like, actually break off the bricks you already built. Yeah, I'm a fan, but I still use my teeth sometimes, if I'm going to be honest with you.
For nostalgia's sake.
You got to use your teeth.
Imagine, like, having kids, and then they're like, oh, Dad, we have a tool, and you throw the tool in the garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let me show you how I did it back in my day.
We stuck my tooth on it.
Paul Stan Robobot says they want to be Nightbot's replacement. Or that they are Nightbot's replacement.
Whoa. Paul Stan Robobot.
Well, that's
I like
weird.
this. This is nice. Got some lore to it now. Bombad has got some interesting lore. I am so thankful that we have viewers and fans and friends.
Remember the
that are
book
just
of Bombad that we all wrote for?
Yes, amazing. Love
Fantastic.
it.
That
There's
was something.
podcasts out there that obviously have their own lore, have their own bits and stuff. But like, I will say the people that watch this show, like, no matter what, will always deliver in humor and charm when it comes to just entertaining us and ready to be entertained too. It's very Adult Swim in this damn area.
Absolutely. Book about it was great. Yeah, Will says HasLab keeps getting hosed by Lucasfilm. The Rancor failed right before Boba got his mount. That's true. If that had been a smaller Rancor like his, because Boba's is not full sized, he's still a baby. If that had been that one coming out after the season finale, I'm sure it would have made it.
Well, we know the finale was leaked by a couple of people in our space. I still contend that if the Rancor was not leaked, it would have been as big as a reveal, just in terms of like, no way, moments. But we saw it coming, and I agree. If it had, that's so smart. If it had come out then, different story. Way different story.
Yeah.
That would have sold.
I also think that with the HasLab, it's like then they did the Riva lightsaber, which was just so expensive. And it was cool as hell, but that didn't go either.
Yep.
HasLab should try, instead of like one big ticket item, why not crowdfund a small wave? Like, you hear people that are like, oh, I really want High Republic action figures. And then the argument is, well, that's niche within a worldwide brand. Sure. So let's let them put their money where their mouth is. Let's do HasLab, 4 figures, Avar Chris, Vernestra Rowe, Keith Trennis, and Mark Yonro. Just start with 4 of the hitters from that are like on the covers of lots of things. If they can crowdfund that, a bunch of 4-packs, then we keep going. And I'm sure it would work.
Oh, I agree. Like if you were to say $100 down buys you the figures, but the $40 or $30 or what else goes to the crowdfunding of it, they would do it in a heartbeat. Because those HasLabs things,
paying for packaging and all that.
Exactly. Because the HasLabs things, they send it out themselves. It's not like it's once y'all crowdfund at the store gets it. No, that like directly goes to those people. Like our friend Andy and Josh from Holiday Chronicles, when we had the network with BTBD, they got the what was the Jabba sail barge. It is one of the most viewed videos from that channel because it was a big deal. That was a great set, by the way.
Joseph Scrimshaw has the Razor Crest.
Yes,
and it's massive,
huge. I can't do figures, y'all. I don't know about y'all. I really can't do figures.
It really depends. Like if they make a Keith Trennis action figure, like obviously I'm gonna get it. Like any High Republic stuff, I'm probably gonna get, but like most other stuff, the only action figures I own are Shrilla and Cal. Like that's it.
That's fair, and I
think I have like a Rey and Kylo Ren, like one of those like kind of big but not super tall Rey and Kylo Ren action figures, like from like Last Jedi era.
Black Series are my main Star Wars toy stuff that I buy, but I don't keep them in the box. Like I'm not like collecting to collect. Like I like them. I take them out of the box, pose them, play with them, keep them in a box if I don't have them displayed. But yeah, those I keep up with. I don't buy all of them, but I try to get them as free. Like the last one I got was the Bad Batch Cad Bane. I have Bo-Katan, I have Koska Reeves. I have a bunch of those. Nobody wants to sit here and nobody wants to sit here and watch me just be like, I got this and I got this, but that would go on for a little while.
There are some shows that thrive off of that. I can tell you, we work with one. Like people really do kind of like just looking at that shit if you're there. Drew, thank you for spending your birthday with us. Happy birthday, dude. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Drew.
Happy birthday, man.
Fantastic.
Scotty, you have a birthday clip in there?
I don't think I do. Damn, I need to have
a designated birthday clip. I don't know what it would be.
Let me look. I can tell you. Well, look here. Here's the birthday clip. I got the birthday clip. Drew, this is for you if you're still watching. Here we go. Happy birthday.
This is your wake-up call.
time to reach, go for it all. Vulture stirs inside of me, and I know what I can be. Limit is the sky. Hey world, watch me fly. The best part of waking up is vultures in your cup.
Happy birthday, bud.
We really have never done better than that as a society.
Dude, that reminds me. I don't know why, just like maybe the lighting of it or the aesthetics of it. It really reminds me of like all those like doctor / like medical pill commercials where it would be like side effects may include like these absolutely terrible things that could happen to you, and then it's just like they just show like vibing. Sunshine, people playing in the playground, like you know, people being happy. It's like, whoever thought of this, I really hope they're set for life, because that is just ingenious.
Yeah. They really, like, I don't know what the legality is, but it's like you could say side effects may include you will now hate your spouse, you'll start to swallow glass, and you'll want to throw yourself off of a skyscraper. But as long as we show something that looks like a stock photo, we're Gucci.
Like it looks happy, and there's like kind of happy music, like we're good to go. Whoever, I don't know if it was even one person, whatever group of people thought of like that marketing technique, I really truthfully hope they're doing well right now, because like ingenious. It got us all fooled.
All was fooled. Oh,
it did. Like
it did.
Jim Henson is here, back from the dead.
Oh wow.
He comes up every now and then. It's kind of odd.
Jim,
is he like a ghost or something? Like, how does that work?
I don't know.
Jim, why did you fake your death, man?
Why did you fake your death?
Yeah, like multiple times, apparently.
This is such a cool build. I just love that, like, you see where it's going. I got a whole other bag left over here too. I don't know that. I talked to I forgot who it was about this, but I am not even a big fan of Legos per se, because I like building the Snap models, which is also what Bandai Namco puts out, and they're really tiny, but they're a little bit more. They look more like the thing, you know.
Right.
Like if you put a firework in there, it would look like an exploding ship. Like if you really wanted to, but like I don't mind doing this when it's not something I spent my own money on. That sounds wrong, but like it's just being honest here.
Who got that for you?
My cousin. I didn't say this earlier to you. My cousin Kate and Michael got this as a wedding gift on a registry. That. So very kind.
Love that,
dude. It's got the torpedo. I'm putting it right there right now. I don't know if you would see it, but this is the.
Oh man, you just unlocked a core memory for me. I remember having the yellow N-1, the classic N-1 from the Phantom Menace toy line that had the blue torpedo that you could put into the bottom that was spring loaded.
God.
And that thing would fire out of there if you. I think you had to push R2's. I think if you punched R2's head, he was the trigger that spring loaded the torpedo out. Oh man.
Now, I want to bring this up because I think it's important when it comes to toys, and maybe Connor will have a different perspective, but Connor, weren't you born a little bit later in the 90s than Alden and I? Weren't you like a...
Yeah, 97.
Okay, so I was 95, so it's not that much different. Never mind. I was just asking because when it comes to the Phantom Menace, like, I have vivid memories as a 5-year-old seeing that movie. Like, vivid memories. I don't know about you. I mean, you obviously didn't see it in theaters. Or maybe you did it too. I don't know. But, like... when it comes to like your experience of that movie, do you like, where does it rank for you? Because I know you like Attack of the Clones more. Right?
The thing is, with Phantom Menace, it's starting to creep up there because of like all these discussions that we have on here, and just I think just by association with Scotty Jayro, it's like
that's fair.
Every time you talk about Phantom Menace, or like every time I see something from you online about Phantom Menace, it just like inches up in my rankings a bit.
I don't know what it is, but it's that movie for me, and it'll always be that movie for me, always.
But in terms
people don't
of
get it. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. But in terms of like my experience with that movie, honestly, the only thing I kind of vividly remember is just rewatching Duel of the Fates over and over, and just like I just bawled my eyes out at Qui-Gon Jinn's death.
Oh yeah,
it killed me.
As a kid,
yeah, it just absolutely destroyed me. But like most of my like Star Wars prequels childhood memories were like based around Revenge of the Sith, like the toys and the video game. And I'll never forget this. It was after we saw the movie, we went to a Burger King.
Yeah.
And we got like the Happy Meals with those little like wind up toys where you wind them back and they go forward. I got one with an X-Wing, and for like some reason, even though I knew X-Wings were a thing, because of the fact that I had seen a Star Wars movie where like X-Wings weren't present, the fact that an X-Wing was like a toy option in a Revenge of the Sith like pack threw me for a loop.
That's hilarious.
It was so weird. I was like, these shouldn't exist. This isn't in the movie.
Hey, but that shows the committedness you are as a fan now, in the sense of like, you know, when it comes to drops and stuff. I know it's weird, but like that's definitely a deep psyche thing, because your little brain disagreed with as a kid. This shouldn't be it. You know,
your little smooth, undeveloped little fucking peanut brain got its first wrinkles trying to decipher that moment.
Like, why is there an X-Wing in this movie? There was no X-Wing in this film. I just left from it.
It's
I
so
just
funny
cried from it.
The way that a child's brain works, though, tying in with ships. I remember as a kid thinking it was. Now I don't feel this way. Let the record show, just in case anyone starts tuning in during this complaint. This is a complaint I had as a child. I remember thinking, okay, so I understand the visual relationship between the Arc and the X-Wing, Arc 170, and how it, you know, is sort of the grandfather ship of that. But I remember thinking as a kid, it was dumb that the older one had more S-foils than the X, because the X-Wing is an X, and then the Arc has, you know, the 6. And so I was like, that is better because more is better, right? So that means that technology got worse over time. And I used to have dumb thoughts like that as a kid because you're so literal and you want everything to be. Another one was, I think I've said this on Octa Radio a couple times, so if anyone has heard it, I apologize for, you know what, I don't apologize, I don't care, you're gonna hear it again. When I went to see Attack of the Clones, it was my first one in theaters. I was 6.
That's amazing.
And which is just the greatest thing ever. You know, I've talked at length about how that movie is life-changing, and you see Jedi and droids charge at each other in the Petronaki Arena as a 6-year-old, and it's just, there's nothing better than that.
It can't get better than that, no.
It doesn't. But when we were in the lobby of the movie theater, all I knew about this movie was that it was called Attack of the Clones. That's all I really knew about it. Because Star Wars to me was just this thing that existed. I knew what a lightsaber was, and I had a concept of the fact that Anakin Skywalker, the little boy, and the one I had just seen was also Darth Vader, but I didn't really understand that. I just kind of knew it as a fact. So when we went into Clones, I think it was like my uncle was buying the tickets at the box office counter, and I remember seeing on a standee the title, and then it was either like, it was like a clip or maybe on the standee you could see Obi-Wan and Mace with their lightsabers turned on.
Nice.
And I remember, all I knew as a kid was that good lightsabers were blue or green and bad lightsabers were red. So my child rationale was that guy with the purple lightsaber must be one of the clones because his lightsaber doesn't fit good or bad.
Sure.
So I remember thinking like purple is like between blue and red. So that guy, whoever he is like a Jedi clone. I remember telling my uncle, I was like, he's one of the clones that attacks, right? Because he's got like purple. And that's like not right.
I love this.
It's amazing.
And
I love that.
That's a stupid thought that only an innocent child brain could have.
They're right.
Like that the imagination just runs.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, like the prequels are just such like a interesting time really to think about, because like for me at least, because it's like that's what I grew up on. that was really the core of my Star Wars experience. Like Clone Wars wasn't really even like the core of it. Maybe like the first season and a half, but then like I think I can't even remember when I stopped watching Clone Wars, but like I know it was like around the time when I was finishing middle school, I was getting into high school, really starting to just kind of just drop out of Star Wars. And like I've said it many times before, but like cross country and just running in general became my Star Wars.
Yeah.
For like years. Like running is an art and a science.
Yeah, of course.
And I think I've said it before, like Rogue One was my reintroduction. Like Force Awakens I saw in because like Force Awakens I saw in theaters, but like I saw it my senior year of high school and I saw it once.
I don't think I even do that.
Maybe I'm just downplaying it because I really don't remember. Here's what I do remember. I remember coming home from practice. Like I had like a speed workout or something. I can't remember. I think it was. And like my mom's like, brother got his tickets, and I was like, yes. I was freaking out because like in the lead up to it, I wasn't even sure like if we would get tickets because I was in high school. I didn't really have like the responsibility that I do now. I was like, oh, are we gonna get tickets? Like, what's gonna happen? And then the night of, I just played EA Star Wars Battlefront in the lead up to Force Awakens. That's all I did. I just played like Team Deathmatch or whatever the Team Deathmatch was called in that game. Just in the lead up to it to just get into that Star Wars mood, saw the movie, and then like I'm gonna need to tell you what is running. Okay, William. You know how you sometimes like walk and you put one foot forward in front of the other? Yeah, that, but at like a faster pace.
The other.
It's that. That's how I can basically describe it. But like with Rogue One, here's the thing with Rogue One for me.
Here's my take on that.
I didn't even know of like a Star Wars prequel movie, like a Star Wars like prequel movie was happening. I think I maybe saw that like clip.
No. What the hell does that mean?
Like I didn't even know Rogue One was I didn't know Rogue One was a thing until
like you didn't know that standalone movies were gonna exist? Is that what you mean?
I think maybe I do, and I'm just I just can't really remember, but like I remember kind of seeing the like that image of like the whole crew in that like sort of generic looking place. And then I just kind of didn't really think much of it. And then I remember one day, waking up and I went downstairs and I saw like, and I think I went on YouTube and I saw like Rogue One trailer or something. I was like, oh, what's this?
Like, is Connor AI confirmed now? Did that just like solve it? Like he was just like Rogue One's when he woke up, he was like, wait a minute. He became
self-aware during Rogue
He goes,
One.
I am a Rogue One. And like all the other computers around him sort of like buzzing. He's like, I am a Rogue One. I am a Rogue One. I'm a Rogue One.
Connor is K2SO in real life.
Jesus Christ, kill me now.
No. In all seriousness, though, Connor, that's really interesting because at that point, like after The Force Awakens, I was like sickly obsessed with Star Wars. And like,
I'm pretty sure I was too. But
there's
again,
no way.
I just don't remember because like I have a terrible memory. I remember some things that like shouldn't be. Shut up, Scotty. No, but like you guys probably have the same thing where it's like there are some things that stand out to you that like shouldn't stand out.
Yeah,
it's like why does this stand out to me? And
we all
there's
have
some
those
things that you're like, oh, this should stand out. This should be like a really good memory, and like
I agree.
Parts of it. And I just remember watching the Rogue One trailer. I'm like, this seems really cool. Like as just a concept, like standalone movies, I was like, this is awesome. And so like Rogue One, I remember I saw it 3 times in theaters because I was on winter break from college. So I had like the time and the money to see it. And like that was really when I started to like really reconnect with Star Wars and sort of have that moment of like, okay, so it's really just more than the movies. Because like I've heard of like, oh, there's always more than the movies with Star Wars. but like I never really understood that truthfully until like Rogue One. I was like, oh.
So wait, as a kid, you never got like the visual dictionaries, because that was my shit.
Like I got the visual dictionaries, but like it was all just really the movies and like some other bits and pieces of other stuff here and there. But I never really just felt like, for lack of a better term, like motivated enough to like dive into the extended material.
That's fair. I get that.
So, and like I think the closest I ever got was like the Star Wars Bounty Hunter game, 1 or 2 Legends books, and yeah, a few of the visual dictionaries. But then Rogue One was sort of that jumping off point for me.
Well, as an adult too, it's weird because, and we can all definitely speak to this, but like there's a point where you almost have to like take a step back and realize like, you know, it's like this post high school mindset, and we're all still fairly young if we're going to be honest here, you know. But like when you realize again that you love Star Wars or whatever it is, like a childhood thing comes back to you, you know, be it music or be whatever it is. It could be anything, Power Rangers, whatever, TMNT, whatever it is. And like as an adult, your whole life you've been kind of conditioned to be like, no, I can't really like that as much as I used to. But now you're like head over heels in love with it. That was my experience. It was more or less like I was told that I couldn't like this past a certain point, and then all of a sudden you're like, no, it's so much deeper than just what I was told it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It runs.
There's
so
that
much
certain
deeper.
expectation to. There's an expectation, I think, to put away childish things at a certain time. That everybody faces that pressure, whether it's like you won't have friends or, you know, people that you're interested in romantically or sexually won't like you back if you have that stuff up in your room, or you know, they are you know, you have to let childish things go and put sort of your you know, your I always say, like, take your posters down. And I think that there are there's 3 types of reactions. Either you never really deal with that or do it, and you're just like, no, fuck that, I'm me. Or which I was lucky in that instance. It's not like, oh, I was so tough, as because I was an insecure teenager too. But I just was lucky to have a good circle of friends where we were all geeks and nerds hanging out at the comic book store, things like that. So I didn't go through that as much.
I agree with that. Mine was a metamorphosis of sorts, and maybe some of y'all have the same exact experience. My metamorphosis was, it went from nerd shit to music, and like I idolized these musicians and there were posters, so it felt a little bit more appropriate. Like when friends would come to my house, they would see Eddie Van Halen on my wall versus you know, Mace Windu. You know what I mean? Like there was like it manifested.
Some say Mace Windu is the Eddie Van Halen of the Jedi Order. That's been said. That's been said today.
Yeah, it's been said. That's it. It's been stated.
I mean, I know you're right. I mean, like you have seen it, but it's like it's. And then I think there are 2 other reactions to that. Either you do what you did, Scotty, where you're like, okay, maybe I should emphasize this instead, and then you're like, no, wait a second, and you double down. And then I think the third reaction is what led us to things like Bad Faith and/or Discourse, because they internalized the shame, and they listened to those people telling them to take their posters down and put their figures away.
Yep.
And they just grew up thinking that they had to like hide the fact that they liked a childish, goofy thing.
Damn.
And I think that's what made those. So it's not that they love it less or anything. It's that they are ashamed of it, and to a certain degree.
Well said. No, I agree. And that's that's a terrible realization to have, and I mean that. You know,
I don't really. I'm trying to think, because like I never fell out of Star Wars because like I was like pressured to. I just kind of fell out of it just because of like life.
Which makes sense.
Like high school, like I will say this, and it still rings true. I will never combine Star Wars with running. Ever.
So you'll never listen to an audiobook and run?
No, I will never listen to an audiobook and run.
Really?
Or I can't listen to anything when I run. I can't. I truthfully,
really?
I've truthfully have tried to listen to music I just can't do it. I
Do you
always
have to, like,
run.
hear your breathing? Is that part of your experience?
Yes.
Because you're in the moment. I mean, running is very much, it may be one of the most connected points of your body. It's definitely your most primal action.
Like running for
Truly.
me, I've always associated it with like sort of comfortability because like it was always the after school activity for me, you know.
Yeah.
Get out of high school, get out of 8 hours of just doing who knows what, and just sort of like feel like I have some dominance here, even though I wasn't like super great at it. I never had like my dad's gene and my brother's gene, but I tried my best. And just sort of be able to run with teammates and just sort of chill out and do my thing and try to become the best version of myself that I can with this sport. And I don't know, just Star Wars just kind of fell by the wayside. And like I said it previously, like it just, I can never combine them. The best example I could probably give is like those Star Wars 5Ks that they have like in Florida or like wherever else.
Run Disney.
I will not costume up. No, you will see me.
No, but would you do it?
Oh, I would do it, but like I would do it to try to get a PR. You would see me in like probably like a moisture wicking singlet, short shorts, spikes, watch, hat, backwards, obviously, because I got to keep the
say
sweat.
that again.
I got to keep the sweat from coming down into my eyes because that is
short shorts.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? Short shorts are the greatest thing ever. They're amazing.
Wait a minute, we got to see Connor in his running gear because we might.
Connor,
all
is this like an '80s basketball player?
Oh yeah, dude, they're short.
Oh my god!
Like they're not like super. They're not like that short, but like they're pretty short.
Damn, I'm liking this, Connor.
Oh, dude, what if Bombadcast sponsored Connor? It should be like Bombadcast short shorts, like a NASCAR, like your singlet should have.
Bombadcast.
Oh my god, he's running.
I'm not even kidding you. I would wear that.
I know you would.
Yeah,
it'd be amazing. Oh, that's fucking funny. Good
but like,
lord.
We just start entering Connor in races across the country to advertise our podcast.
And he's like really good. He's being super humble right now, but he's actually pretty damn good.
No, I'm
That'd be
like, dude, I'm
amazing.
trying to get back into it, man. I haven't. The last 5K I ever ran was like, God, in college. Like, yeah, the last 5K I ever ran was in like, yeah.
So you don't believe in the treadmill, right? Is that like part of your thing too?
Here's the thing.
Okay, here we go.
I don't mind it, but the thing is, and I'm crazy for this because again, some runners are crazy. I'm really crazy.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that really wants to try to run on a treadmill, with just my socks. I want to see how that feels because, like, the thing is,
naked with just socks on?
No. Like with t-shirt. No. Like just shoeless. Yeah, no.
Okay,
You're good. Because like when it comes to treadmill running with my running shoes, obviously running shoes last like a certain amount of. Thank you, Alden. A certain amount of miles, and you have to replace them, and they're kind of expensive, and it's kind of like it kind of sucks because they're over $100, and it's like you got to be kidding me. But also, it's kind of worth it. It's weird. Anyway, they really sort of wear down more on the treadmill. I don't know why. I really don't. They just sort of the soles really start to wear down. On the treadmill as opposed to like running on grass or gravel. Gravel I recommend is probably the best running
Interesting.
in environment. Grass is also pretty good. I don't recommend just straight concrete, even though that's like all I really have right now.
Concrete. I can't.
Like if you're doing like
I have a question. I have a dumb question.
No, you're good.
So it's obviously it's an individual's event-based sport. But you can also have a team for a school.
Yes.
So is there how does team performance get? Is it averaged out, or is it like you're representing, or
I never knew that either.
The
That's
way
a
it
good
works
question.
with the way it works with cross country, like team scoring, it's the same. Like it's the same principle as golf. Lowest score wins. So basically, first place is 1 point, second place is 2 points, third place is 3 points, fourth place is 4 points, and so on. And so you really just want to try to be as like up to the top in that case as possible. Like you need the lowest score to win. Because like obviously if you're like 67th place, that's
like
gonna put your
par at
point
that point,
to, and that's like not good.
Yeah.
So like
Makes
for me at least growing up, because I always was so conditioned with sports being like the most points wins. Listen, man, I'm not gonna say anything.
Donald Duck in it.
No. But like the most points wins with sports. It was like weird for me, even doing the sport of even running. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like you gotta like place lower.
Yeah.
To do.
Now I got another
better.
question for you. I know you just said here live on air that you don't want to mix Star Wars and running, but if you'll indulge me, for a couple questions, I have some Star Wars running questions for you.
I love this.
I'm scared for one. I'm scared about one of them.
No,
One of them could be
nothing terrible. What planet would you think would suit cross country the most? What would be the ideal conditions?
I know the answer. I would say Naboo because of the terrain. That's just me though.
Naboo
I really
is
don't
a
know.
pretty good option. The worst would be Tatooine. The worst would be
nothing but sand. Yeah, it'd be horrible. It'd
Running
be
in
hell
sand
on your
is
legs.
terrible.
Be hell on your legs.
I've done it. It sucks.
It sounds awful.
It's awful.
Naboo, it's like the finish line, like Boss Nass is standing there with the peace lord, like right when you come through. Awesome.
I don't really know because, like, again, there's so many planets in Star Wars that, like, that's a good one. I'll have to really research that one.
Okay, who do you think would be the best teammate for you personally?
For
having
me?
been in team environments, what Star Wars character would you draft, or would you say I need him? I need him for this event.
So ridiculous.
If I needed someone to help me like pace a 5K, because that's all I do. I've realized 5K is my thing. I've done 8Ks. I've done one 10K.
Yeah.
That is 25. Oh, wow. I've done it on a track. It is 25 laps on a track.
Jesus.
It is not the greatest. And the funniest part was my shoe was like falling off. I was literally not even done the first lap when I realized like something was off. Like I was hearing like a clacking noise on the track. I was like, what the heck is that? And so I looked and like my shoe is untied, basically about to come off. So I basically just stopped my watch, kneeled down, tied my shoe, retied it, and just sprinted back into the race. But like
when Anakin's pod racer piece was dangling.
Pretty much, yeah. For teammate, it's like I don't really. Ooh, that's another good question because again, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of benefit. I don't like. If I had to go gut instinct, I would probably go Cal because like he has a decent amount of upper body strength, plus the fact it's like he has a decent amount of upper body strength plus the fact that like being a Jedi can help him, and so because like. One of the biggest myths with runners is that like they need to be skinny. Like, no, you need upper body strength.
Sure.
So
now here's a follow up on that. Here's a follow up before I do my final one. This is a bonus question. I have a final one, but I also have to know. Now that you said it's about upper body strength, would Grease, Dex, and Ponkrell, because of their multi limbs, do you think that would help or hinder them? Like. Does that make that because it's less aerodynamic, I would imagine, to have another set of arms in the air like that, but maybe balancing and adding strength. I don't know.
I think it would be. I think it would kind of hinder them.
Okay. All right. So final question here.
I love you all.
Think about the prequel era Jedi Council.
Jesus Christ.
No force speed. No force speed illegal. No one's gonna do it. No one's gonna break the rules. You don't have to worry about that. who's coming out on top? Prequel era Jedi Council. Let's say by the time of Revenge, and yes, we'll count Anakin.
Okay. I do need to look this up because the Jedi High Council is something that like I always have never committed to memory.
Yeah,
like I
and
generally
it's confusing because you think like Yari'll poop, but he's not there by the end, and even Peel's not there by the end.
Jedi High Council, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, this is like because like their members change, and it's like I know a few of them.
I feel like Ki-Adi-Mundi. I feel like Ki-Adi-Mundi might be in there with his cone head, aerodynamic maybe.
His cone head. Oh god, his dick head.
You know Oppo Rancis he's fucked because he's a snake.
Oh, he's done.
Dude, that hair's weighing him down, man. There's no way.
Yeah.
How does this piece fit? This is actually starting to piss me off. I do not understand this.
Nah. Actually, no. Maybe Plo Koon. Nah.
Rick Villanueva says they all Naruto run. You know Anakin Naruto runs 1,000%.
Oh yeah.
Because Anakin's convinced that it'll help him be faster, whereas Obi, Obi is a technician. Like Obi-Wan has perfect form.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Who wins in a race? Okay, Anakin, Obi-Wan. Who wins in a race between the Jedi Council and by the time of Revenge of the Sith? I'm thinking either Mace Windu or Obi-Wan. But like a sleeper like third place finish could be or third and fourth place could probably be like Kit Fisto, maybe Plo Koon, because I feel like again I don't really know the science behind his like breathing apparatus, but like maybe that could help him like.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And what about Yoda? Low center of gravity. No, wouldn't work.
No, someone would just punt that guy.
And also, he doesn't have a good stride.
Yoda as a runner, he probably has one of the worst strides ever. Just a really form.
Tiny,
someone would just punt him. Like he'd just get punted. Yeah. He would.
Yeah, because he can't use the force. So that's the thing is that like Yoda's an incredible acrobat, but it's like force assisted. So it's like you can't.
So like I'd probably go. In terms of best physical shape, I want to say either Mace Windu or Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I feel like it's Mace, Obi, and Anakin up there, for second and third somehow. It's the three of them.
If Anakin, if he doesn't Naruto run.
Yeah.
This is such a ridiculous conversation. I love this. This is the most... we have had so many bizarre conversations on this damn show, but this one is actually getting up there for me. Because this is so specific. But I appreciate it. Because there are things that I would never acknowledge in Star Wars.
Like,
and it
I
happens
feel
to be
like
this whole conversation.
Anakin... here's the thing. Like, here's the way I would see it. Mace Windu and Obi-Wan probably have like a really strong start to the race and they can really like hang in there in the middle. I feel like Anakin, if he's able to like stick with Obi-Wan and Mace Windu, I feel like Anakin just has like one of the best finishing kicks ever. And like what I mean by that is like, you know how sometimes in like movie races you see someone in the last like 100, 200 meters, they really start to pump their arms and really start to just go at it towards the finish line. That's what we call a kick.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're kicking it into high gear. You're kicking
it's
it
like,
into
it's like your final push. Like Tom Cruise is always in his final kick. Whenever Tom Cruise runs in a movie, my man is.
Yeah, it's basically that.
They say Tom Cruise running in a movie is the cheapest special effect in Hollywood. It always looks good. It costs nothing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd feel like probably like I can't really choose between Mace or Obi-Wan because I feel like they're both just so physically gifted.
Right.
But like Anakin, I feel like if he holds up with them enough and he's like not that far behind, he could just pull out his kick.
Is there a decent amount of trash talk mid-race? Or
No.
do people consider that to be a waste of breath?
Oh, that's a waste of breath. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's a waste of breath.
You have never received it. You've never.
I've never done it. I've never received it. The worst people have done is like, dude, elbows will be thrown. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
Like, dude, people will throw elbows. Like,
You ever
just
been
to
hit?
like. Oh yeah,
Or
like,
just to get someone off their game. Just
like
to make
get
them
someone off their game, get some space. The one thing I've done, I think I did like once, was like I was running in track. I think it was a mile or 2 mile. I can't remember. I was in front of these two guys.
Yeah.
And like I could go to the outside and try to pass them, but I would waste more energy doing so and I'd be more tired. So what I did was just like there was enough space where I just stuck my arms in front of them and just pushed them both out of the way and just
Damn.
Moses to them. out of
But
the
how do you receive, like, how would one feel if that happened to them? That's maybe where I'm thinking.
I'd probably be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
probably just
okay.
have to
I don't know.
Yeah, you
Like-
probably have to just block it out.
Like in the yeah, they'd probably just block it out, but in the middle of it, it's just like,
try.
what the heck? So yeah, that'd probably be Anakin would definitely be an elbow thrower. Like
Oh, my man is running elbows out, probably just overcompensating, trying to get people out of his
I
lane.
feel like Anakin would be overcompensating, but also he'd be like running, but like he gets to a Jedi member council and he gets a little close to them just to like pretend and then just tosses the elbow, knocks them off their game.
I would not put it past him. That's the weird thing. You know, I never had a fascination with running. I liked walking around a park I grew up in. I really liked it. It was a concrete walkway. It's like the house I grew up in. I used to do it every day after high school when I didn't have band or whatever. But I never could get into running, and I guess to me it's so good for you. It really, like I said earlier, it's super primal. It's like one of the first things you ever like as a human ever like competed over. Like, I can run faster. No, I can run faster. Like, it's so specific. All that being said, I never got a joy out of it, and I don't know if it's some predisposed thing
I get
have.
it. Dude, it
You know?
sucks. Like my bad days, it sucks.
But like you did it though, and you did it to
Yeah.
an extent that I'm sure Alden and I never did. Like true,
I don't sport. I don't.
Yeah.
I walked a mile the other day and was like, this is horrible. Like everything about I want to die. This is the worst thing that has ever happened.
Nothing enjoyable about it to you. That's how I feel with working out too. Kay doesn't really get that part.
I hate working out, but it's like you're in your head. Like, it's a vicious cycle because you're like, God, I'm so out of shape. I feel like
Dude, it's all mental. It's genuine. Like
exactly, it's all mental because you're like, I hate being here because I feel like I'm useless at it, and I'm embarrassed. But the only way to get rid of that is to be here more.
Wait,
So
William,
gotta
you
just, like yourself out.
I can't see it because of like the Stay Bombad sticker. Dude, you came third in a 5K? That's incredible.
Ooh.
That's really cool.
Greg, I mean, you gotta think he's young too.
If you
Running-
don't mind me asking, William, what was your time? I'm very curious.
So William,
Because
Connor's about to smoke William.
No, because like genuinely, that just reminded me. My best run-in story, and I said this on Twitter, but like I can give more context because I forgot to.
Yeah.
Surprise, you don't give context on Twitter. What a shock.
Nice. Look at this.
I ran a 5K 2 days. Oh, that's sick.
It's looking good. Anyway.
Scotty, if you don't mind me asking, what are you building? Like I can.
Oh, I'll let you figure it out.
Okay.
Just look-
Okay.
I'll let you keep talking, but you can look at it better.
I keep thinking the N-1.
You would be correct.
Okay, cool.
Din's N-1.
So I ran a 5K 2 days after my high school senior prom. Obviously, when I signed up for said 5K, I did not know it was going to be 2 days after senior prom. That being said, I still trained for it.
Sure.
I think I did like a speed workout the day of senior prom, like hours before it, because I was just crazy. I'm a nut job when it comes to running. And then like, the day of the race, it went fine. It went pretty solid. I took second overall in it. But also it helped that the guy who like won it, I was pretty good friends with, and I tried to keep up with him as much as I could before I realized, I haven't run a 5K in forever, because this was during track season. And for me, my thing was get under 5 minutes in the mile, which I did that season.
Man, I'm gonna start calling you Connor Gump, man. You're the Forrest Gump of our time.
I'm not that fast.
What's the true canon of Forrest Gump? Was there ever like actual numbers in terms of the movie?
I don't think we know. I mean, maybe I haven't watched it in years, but maybe you can do some kind of movie math by being like he ran across the country in this many days. I don't remember if they say the amount of days. Then you might be able to like average some stuff out, assuming that he sleeps. I'm sure somebody has come up with some sort of.
100%.
Let's see if it exists.
Someone
I
probably
don't know if
has made it.
a line of dialogue that straight up reveals it.
What is Forrest Gump's running time? Oh no, it's gonna give me the time of the movie. No, that's not what I want. What is Forrest Gump's, or how fast does Forrest Gump run? Let's see. How fast does Forrest Gump? My name's Forrest Gump.
Connor, would you ever build
running
a Fallen Order Lego?
So probably. It's just like I've never really built a Lego before.
By the way, somebody did run the numbers exactly the way I said.
Are you? I'm not even surprised. It's amazing.
Forrest Gump ran an estimated total of 15,248 miles, or 24,539 kilometers, during his 5-time trip across the United States of America. He averaged 91 miles per week, with an average speed of 0.54 miles per hour. This equates to 13 miles or 21 kilometers per day, which is slightly less than a half marathon every day.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow. Slightly less than half a marathon. So what would that be, Connor? What would half a marathon be?
Half a marathon is 13.1.
So miles?
Yeah, 13.1 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, so he would run
13 miles.
Okay, that makes sense.
13 miles a day he was running.
That's insane. I think there's only one time I ran over 13. I think I did 14 miles.
So that's like an insane feat. That's like a god level. It's like a Olympic athlete level. Like, what is that? Because you know that better than we do.
That's just pretty darn good, I would say.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was like a...
It's because I was in college. Like, there's people, but like, there's like professional runners like Mo Farah and Emma not really Emma Coburn, because she does more like speed stuff than distance, but like I still assume she did like marathon training at one point. That they're like sometimes here's the thing, everyone's body is different when it comes to mileage and when it comes to running, because like you can have people that do like a 15, like 20, 25 mile week. So like 5 miles a day. And like, they're still one of the top. It's just really just how you sort of figure it out with your body. Yeah, no, there was one time I did 14 because it was like, it was during my training sequence for cross country in college. And like, I wish I wrote down the data for it, because I can be like, oh, I technically ran a half marathon. Because like, technically speaking, I did.
Yeah.
But my like top goal right now is if I can run like 9 miles like pretty easily, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while because I'm out of it.
I could never imagine doing that. That's like so insane to me. By the way, Pelimoto, everyone. Let me get this last little bit.
Like I get I get it, but like I totally get it, because like in middle school, I did sprints.
Yeah.
Because I knew I had stamina. But then like my parents were like, "Oh yeah, try out cross country running," and I was like, "Mom, I'm gonna hate this.
Yeah.
Turns out I did it.
Well.
And
smart.
then I realized
Mother knows best.
I realized the last half of my sophomore season, I was like, oh, I could be kind of good at this. And I started to like do decently and like build up a pretty good base. And then I started cross country next season in junior year, and I started doing really well. And I'm like, all right, cool. This might be the year I go under 18 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I got injured for 3 weeks. Ankle sprain, baby. You love
Look at
to
this,
see
by
it.
the way.
Oh, that's amazing.
Look how small.
I love that.
Holy cow. It's kind of hard to see. It's really
He's
dark.
adorable, man.
Jesus. And then look, here's BD1. I'm sorry, BD72 compared to Grogu. Same size.
Amazing.
So cool. These are pretty cool, honestly. Like, and you can't. Grogu's a hard one to get. You can't get Grogu in like a small pack. Grogu's one of the ones that like they're like, if you want this damn little dude, it's gonna be expensive for you.
You're gonna fucking pay.
You're gonna
Literally,
pay
I
a
think
mortgage for him.
Dude, I think Grogu, because Grogu wasn't even in the first line of Legos they ever did because of the secret. It was they had to keep the secret. I don't think Grogu even came into existence as a Lego piece probably until season 2. So wild. Yeah, the whole running thing is fascinating. I'm glad you have that outlet because we all have our things. I know we all podcast. I know we all cover Star Wars and enjoy Star Wars in that way.
And here's the thing with running that I don't have to deal with in the Star Wars fandom. I don't got to deal with the bull crap daily from people from runners. True. I don't, because it's all just like we pretty much just support each other. And even if we don't support each other, it's still the support is still there.
Well, it's impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible to shit talk someone about running, but there is like.
You're like. I say this with pretty decent confidence. I could probably outrun 95, like a good amount of the Star Wars fandom in a mile.
Oh, no. Race. I don't think you could. I don't think that's even a confident answer. I think that's a guarantee. Nothing against anyone that's in our space or what we do.
I've met some Star Wars fans that are like really good at running.
Sure.
Like, really fast. But like, if we're talking about like the space that we're in, yeah.
All right.
Give me like.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna start naming people from this space, and you tell me if you think you could smoke them. All right.
Okay.
Christina Ariel.
Probably.
Christina Ariel.
Ariel.
John
Probably.
Hoey.
Yes.
Nick Milky.
Scotty. Nick Milky.
Yes.
Scotty Holiday.
Scotty, I love you. Yes.
Name people in the chat.
Wow. Sean Room.
William.
Sean Room. I could probably. I think Sean. Yeah.
Wow, Sean, you're gonna take that?
If he does, if he does, it's fine.
Insane, dude. Insane.
He's going
unheard
wild.
of.
Nikki Kumar. Sensational.
Nikki Kumar.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Shit on.
Charlie Ashby.
Yes. By the
Keith
way,
Fletcher.
Scott, I have read Scotty Holiday. I have read Battle Scars. It's really good.
What about Pete Fletcher?
Yes.
Let's think of someone who actually probably could be a runner. Oh, wait, no. Don't we know someone that ran in like the Star Wars Disney one? Isn't there a
Sean? I did not know you ran track, or maybe I did. And we just didn't talk about it. That's awesome. We got to talk about this sometime.
Tori's done the Disney.
That's what I
Disney
thought.
A few times. Yeah. There's an article on StarWars.com from a while back of Tori's different running specific cosplays that she's done and things. Like she had a Star Wars running outfit that was size noodles.
Oh yes, I remember that article.
Oh, Sean says I ran track too, bud. Damn.
Ooh.
No.
Damn, oh, Scotty Holiday. Man, you picked the wrong chat. You picked the wrong chat.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh man.
We're seeing the Star Wars
Heat.
running team is forming.
I say, yeah, I mean, hey, dude, I will run a fight. Dude, I'm not going to lie. Scotty Holiday brings up a great point. Dude, soccer players are genuinely some of the best runners on the planet.
Different breed, man.
The cardio that soccer players do is unreal.
Unmatched.
Mad respect to you, Scotty Holiday.
Now wait, hold on.
Mad respect.
Let's not even think in terms of the fandom. Let's think in terms of actors and actresses, because we know to be in a Star Wars, for the most part, does require a lot of physical labor, training. So
I know who would be the biggest threat. Adam Driver.
Oh, yep. I
Adam
knew
Driver.
it with the same dude, same frequency.
If we told Adam Driver, hey, you have a race in 6 weeks, he'd be like, okay. Like, and you wouldn't see that guy. You wouldn't see that guy. He would just be in like a Rocky style sweats, like drinking eggs. Like, dude would be, so
It's a bot, yeah.
I feel like Ewan would be pretty dedicated. Daisy, man. Daisy's not only has she got legs for days, she's committed as hell.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yeah, Daisy was my first pick. Daisy was like my first thought when you said like who would be like the person.
Yeah, she'd probably do really well. Really, Daisy, John, and Adam for their sequel training. I mean, that's I mean,
and then you got Oscar, just kind of chilling.
Driver was a Marine. Yeah, that's the good point, Sean. Yeah, Driver was a Marine, and his Marine photo is one of the funniest photos of all
amazing.
Time. It's hilarious. Like without his long hair and his just like badass aura, guy looks like so dweeby. It's adorable.
That is honestly, that may be
sometimes I wonder,
Harrison Ford, one of the scariest Star Wars actors. I would cave. Like I think I could hang with Daisy. I think I could be my social and silly self with Daisy or John or even the creators. You know, I mean, you met Ryan. You know, he could be goofy. Like I'm telling
still
you,
insane to think about.
I don't think I would handle being around that level of person well.
I know two people that have been in close proximity to Driver. Yeah. One is Ken, who's openly talked about. I feel comfortable repeating Ken's story because he's talked about it on air, but he was working at Collider when Driver was in to promote something else. And his person was just very, not in a rude way, was like, hey, we're not talking about Star Wars today. We're going to talk about this. He was cool. He was in, out, boom, 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 business. And I know someone who worked on a Broadway play that he was in. Yeah. And during the party for the play, like after close, he showed up, was like, hello, and then like went out the back, just like disappeared.
Wow.
Like he's not about that.
Hello.
We had a first-time commenter here, Scotty.
Oh wow, Comic Bricks! Thank you for coming by. This is exciting. Awesome. This is exciting. We're obviously building the N-1. Looks like it looks like more of a, let's see, long-time listener. Now this is exciting. So someone that's listened and been involved. So Comics Bricks, if this is your dedication, here's your test dedication. I need you to take a knee right now for Gyarados.
Oh my gosh.
I'm doing it. We're all doing it. All right.
Am I late for the Gyarados?
Take the knee.
Hey. We're taking a knee for Gyarados. Get out.
I just love that. You know what I like about this art?
You will respect Gyarados in our house.
What I love about this is that I love it for what it is, because it's great, but I also love it for what it's not. And what I mean by that is that when you search Gyarados art on the internet, you probably get some really awful, heinous, gross sexual things. And this person said, no, I'm just going to draw two characters I like. I'm gonna draw this fucking fascist Mike Pence ass alien, and I'm gonna draw this big water dragon, and I'm gonna put them together, and that's all I got.
This big water dragon.
No, it's great. Hey. I love Mac here. I like Mac here. Got a nice profile picture, Mac here. But I also agree. With Alden there, because there's a plethora of unfortunate things on the internet, and this person decided with their skill to not grace us with that awful what could have been, but gave us what we needed. You know,
exactly at the right time.
At the right time.
My take on that is 110%. That's 1,000,000%. An inside joke between a couple of people, and they're like, "Isn't it weird how like Gyarados looks exactly like is the same exact?"
We just said this. Did you hear this? Did you hear this earlier or no? Because we talked about how they are the same shade of blue for a minute.
I have been taking care of my child. By the way, hi everyone. Hi Scotty. Scotty Holiday. Yes, I came out of nowhere. I'm always lurking in the background.
I'm so happy to have you here. We're gonna play a clip for you only because
welcome, Comic Bricks.
it's your first time commenting, so Comics Brits gets blessed with let's find a special clip for Comics Brits.
What do you want to play for them? You want to play play a new one? Want to play an oldie?
We're gonna play one we haven't seen in a second. Here we go. One of my favorites.
Will get cancer in the butthole. It'll burn and burn and burn. They won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole. He can't sit down. He's got a burning in his butthole. He's got a fire. He's got a flame coming out of his butthole. God's going to have a flame coming out of your butthole. You're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole. If you thought that AIDS was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, it's so sad. I literally use that phrase at school to make
God's gonna have a flame coming
to make William. No. You thought AIDS was bad. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's such a great line.
Jesus.
It's so ridiculous.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Every time I think I've seen everything from Scotty Jayro, I am proven wrong.
Well, live that way.
Amazing.
Imagine being my partner. Like, imagine living in this house with me. I'm shocked. I'm getting married.
I've slept in that house with you.
I know.
I've slept in it.
I'm genuinely shocked.
I'm the homewrecker. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Bad boy.
Everybody go vote and retweet the poll that I just put up on Twitter.
Oh, here we go. Always.
There you go.
Share it in our chat. Hold on. Let's see.
I'll
see
put
what
it
kind
on.
of misogynistic bullshit this is this time.
Jesus Christ.
Misogynistic bullshit. All right, let's see if it's the first tweet I see. Nope. Y'all, I hate the for you shit on Twitter.
It's stupid, man.
Oh
It's
my
awful.
god.
I wrote, who wins in
Here
a
we go.
5K race? Peak weather conditions, electrolytes on point. Both competitors have that dog in them. Connor Shakini or Adam Driver?
That is a toughie. That is a
Jesus
toughie.
Christ. I appreciate it, Alden.
God, that's funny.
Five votes so far, and it's unanimous. That's all I'm saying.
The driver has now received a vote. So far, we got Connor easy. We got Connor clears. Man, Connor support coming in. Does that mean
Connor,
you know what?
Connor will never be canceled. I'm just saying that. It's gonna take a lot to cancel Connor one day. It's gonna be a huge effort.
Scotty, that is a compliment from Scotty.
That
It would take a great girth of shit to take.
Scotty's
you down.
like, I might have to actually like take an afternoon off and put some effort in.
Scotty is like a mother effing like what do you call it, a Klingon or something.
Well, it's
like,
funny.
You will be great in battle or something. Kind of shit.
I love that. I looked recently to see if it's the year anniversary of my cancellation, and it hasn't been, so that's exciting.
Yeah, no, not yet. Not yet. No,
Should I celebrate? I wonder if anyone watching may actually have some good input. Should I celebrate the cancellation day if I'm in my frisky mood, or should I just kind of stay away from it? What do y'all think?
I say stay away from it.
Okay, I
Frankly.
think I might make
celebrate.
a very
you can
subtle tweet.
You can celebrate, I think, with us and everything, and I guess all of our listeners. Everything. What does everyone else think? I don't know. Like it's just. I mean, if you want to go on Twitter and be like, I don't know, man. I think it's that might be a little too close to home for some people. You know what I mean?
Rehashing it would be dumb. I agree.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be there's no point. But I also think it'd be funny just to like put something extremely me out there, and if anyone wants to attack, they'll also be attacked in return.
Yeah.
You got your hurt. You got your feelings hurt, and you feel invalidated.
What is a pop culture? What is a pop culture reference that you could just like post a picture of like someone like like what is that? If you come for the king, you better not miss.
I know what I would post. I would post "Dear Maria" by who sang that one, Jerry? Who's the emo band that sings?
Oh, All Time Low.
Maria, come in. That's what I'd post.
There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the pen.
Oh, it's a good song.
It's a
I'll
great
post
song.
that.
They get a
I'll
new
post that.
album coming out in the next week.
Yes, they
by the
do. I
way.
saw that.
I'm actually excited about this one. It's the first one in years that I've been excited about. So,
Jerry, I wanted to show you this. I showed this earlier to
Please.
Connor. Watch this. This
That's a
Lego
tip.
piece has a very bizarre. Watch this. It's not really a piece. It's like bendable.
What?
I kind of hate
What?
it. I know.
I'm gonna be honest. That broke my brain a little bit for half a
I know.
second.
I know. It's really weird.
That is
You know what's funny?
strange.
You're gonna love this. So I was talking.
Yeah.
The first
Just
thing
so you
we
can
talked
pull it
about.
out of your buddy's ear. You know, if it gets stuck in there.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Sorry.
one of the things we talked about earlier was how oh fuck, I already forgot it. Hold on, wait. You threw me off.
Yes, Scotty. Sorry, look at this. Make it count when I'm the one who's selling you out. Oh yeah, please continue, Scotty.
I'm trying to remember it. It was okay. We talked about content earlier, me, Jared, and Alden, and like when I first started this stream, not kidding, we had like 17 people watching, and I'm like, how? Like,
that's awesome.
Y'all, and you know, Jared's like, it's a Friday night. It's something
People like boring shit like this.
Well,
That's great.
I was saying it's so weird. Like, we will like spend so much time working on whatever, and then it's like, hey, watch me build a Lego, and just like have no plan at all for conversation, and people are like, we're eating this up. It is exactly what we want. I'm like, it makes no damn sense, man.
Go, hey, patreon.com, the Bombadcast. Go over there. The more money you give us, the more Legos we will do. So
that's right. And also, as I said earlier, any amount of money tonight will guarantee you any question you want answered.
Whatever it is. It could be.
Super chats. Listen, super chats. You send us in a super chat, we'll answer it. Okay.
I mean, anything you want. Like why your parents don't love you, how to do your tax, any question.
No, I got a good one.
Don't ask me the taxes one. I just finally got that ironed out today. So anyway, let's go.
It'll be this one. I'm gonna find a really good question I saw one time in a super chat that was for like $100.
Oh my god!
Oh, what channel was that?
Oh my god!
No, I'm gonna say it.
That was a.
I'm not even gonna say it.
Oh, okay.
I think I know what you're referring to.
The WoW.
I know the one you're talking about.
Signal was received in 1977. I wanted the last shot of the sequel trilogy to be a young George Lucas receiving that signal and getting asked by his boss,
"Careful, your phone
can
be seen on screen."
And he responses from a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. That's a good question, huh?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway, content Alden could never be involved in. That's my favorite. He's like, I just can't do that.
Scotty, I want us to
wait. Who? What about me?
When I sent that in a group chat, you were like, I just could never even I couldn't even fake my way getting $100 to even attempt to answer that.
I think I would send it back. I think I would send the $100 back.
No.
Like, nah, bro, you're good.
I'd be like,
this more than
I'd
me.
be like, all due respect, I'll send you $101 to never do that again. I will raise you if you.
I hope that person is not in this chat.
That person is in the chat right now. Yeah. Well, it's been nice knowing you, whoever you are.
Comic Bricks. Someone who is an active Lego YouTube community, any Lego stream will gain viewership. That's interesting. That's maybe a good point. Maybe this is the way.
I'm gonna get some more Legos. We gotta. That's what I'm saying, man. Patreon.com/Bombadcast.
8 minutes into this, and Connor is beating Adam Driver 75% to 25%.
How many votes?
This is the way.
Oh, actually, it's updated now. Now it's a 64 to 36, but he's still winning.
Here's the thing.
Well, hey, Connor's giving his life defending Mandalore. This is the way.
Don't you gotta finish the race. So we'll see what the results are.
You gotta finish it. Spoken like a true racer.
Like,
oh man.
Like, I'm being dead serious, dude. Adam Driver has probably like a really good 5K time.
I was gonna say he's a Marine.
Yeah.
Right? Like an ex-Marine.
It's not even no. It's not even the fact that he's a Marine.
He probably stays in shape still.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he probably stays in shape.
It's maintaining.
The training he did for the sequel trilogy.
Because I know former Marines, and they do not have an Adam Driver body anymore.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, He would.
No offense to my Marine pals out there.
But you know, you can speak to this, Connor. A lot of it is the headspace in which you do this activity,
dude. It's 90,
more so than anything.
The way I've been described running is it's 90% mental, because it is. Like if you just completely think that you can't do this workout or this run or whatever, it will completely defeat you.
Yeah.
Like it's the dark side. Like to put it in Star Wars terms, it's the dark side.
Yeah.
So, and like you just kind of like, for me at least, and like obviously this is just, you know, I'm starting to just really get back into it again.
Yeah.
I have to I have to like focus on my breathing to like tune everything else out. Because if I really focus on my breathing, even if I'm really struggling with the workout, there's still a part of me that's like, yeah, I can still do this. So,
one of the few things I just have no desire to do.
And I get it. It sucks, man. Cardio sucks.
I don't mind. This sounds so stupid. It sounds like a pop. I don't mind a brisk walk, and I don't mind like walking for like a mile.
Walks are good, man. Walks are.
I like hiking.
Do that every day.
I used to do it a lot more.
Yeah, you love hiking. Jerry's a big hike dude. I forgot about.
Hold on. Sean Room sent us our first super chat. I assume first super chat.
Oh.
So we got a question to answer. I saw Alden and Scotty's heads both like up, like immediately. That was
because
so
immediately
great.
I was like, "Oh God, I made a promise."
Here's what it is.
Get answered. Here we go.
Here's what it is. So what the heck a Digibowl is? Wrong answers only. I'm gonna say.
Welcome to the Digibowl on Fox Kids with your host Terry Bradshaw.
Look at me. I get to host the first Digibowl. The first. Super Bowls, they come and go. But the Digibowl, now that's exciting stuff. But can't do it alone, so luckily I have two authentic Digi-Destins, Izzy and Kari, helping me. First, let's check in with my sideline correspondent, Kari. Maybe she can tell us what in the heck a Digibowl is.
I'm going to give my wrong answer right away, and I'm going to say that a Digibowl is what Izzy and Kari rolled up as soon as they legalized it in the Digi realm.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I was going to say a Digibowl is the kind of bowl that you light up to blaze with an AI like Connor or certain other AIs that we all know. when you want to get absolutely zooted with an NPC, you gotta take a Digibowl.
Oh my God, Scotty Holiday, that man did some cocaine before the Digibowl for 100%, 110%.
Oh, good Lord, that is funny shit, Alden.
Just like
anytime I hear Digibowl, I just think of like some just like really cool like collectible cereal bowl.
Okay, that's fair.
I like it.
I was very Connor. I'm gonna say so myself. Digibowl to me. Okay, so while I do agree with Alden, it does sound like some really good kush. I think in terms of Digibowl.
Thanks for stopping by, Comics Bricks. Comics Bricks is gonna go. Sorry,
for real. Please, by all means, come back. I would love to see
keep talking. We love it. We love the interaction. Sorry, Scotty. Please keep going.
No, whenever I hear Digibowl, like I don't know if of course Jerry remembers. I know I'm sure we all remember, but there was like a deep fascination at that point in history of like these things being digital stuff. So like maybe like digital, maybe like it was a Digibowl, maybe was some sort of digital experience, you know.
I will say like I can't remember. I don't remember the Digibowl, right? The Digibowl. Sounds like I don't know. It sounds like I'm saying dirigible or something. But the Digibowl I don't remember. But I was big into whenever Digimon first started the series.
Yes.
In fact, I had one of the Digimon whenever it was back before it was that like a Pokemon, like clone. Back when it was like the boy because back in the 90s and everything, you had to have the boy version and the girl version of every kind of little electronic toy. So you had the Tamagotchi was the girl toy because boys don't take care of animals. They stomp them to death on the lawn.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
Crush them.
So give them a monster. And that was the Digimon was originally that, and I
There
had
you
one of
go.
the first Digimons. So
That's kind of cool. Yeah, you're right, because
Yeah.
it was a Tamagotchi
I know.
first before it was a franchise. That's true.
Yes, Scotty, gender binary. They
Wow.
were very gender. I mean,
The
even
gender
even the
binary
even
bullshit.
even the effing McDonald's Happy Meals were binary back in the day. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, you know
girl
what
toy
I
or
mean?
boy toy.
The Barbie or the
I'll
Hot
never
Wheels
forget
car.
that.
I have many a Hot Wheels car from McDonald's, by the way, too.
Heck yeah.
I remember,
So-
you know, referencing what you just said, Jerry, like that dumbass belief that the executives had back then that boys don't want to take care of things. So counterintuitive to the way I was as a child, man. I was
So
playing
crazy.
Harvest Moon, Save the Homeland on PS2.
Nice.
I did more farm work in that game than I've ever done hard work in my actual life. Like I was like, I gotta play Harvest Moon, and you know, people. My mom would be like, "What are you doing? You're playing a game?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I gotta move the chickens inside, and then see who laid eggs and bring them to town, and sell them.
Crossing, baby.
Hopefully, I can earn enough off the next harvest so that when I want to marry the redhead down the road, like I was all about that shit."
How old were you again at that
Yeah,
time?
Easily like 9, like elementary
That's
age for sure.
like sitting at the kitchen table with your mom, just like, damn tractor broke down again.
Yeah, no, 100%,
Drinking
yeah.
black coffee, like.
Yep.
God, that's amazing.
I've been
That's
drinking coffee since I
that's-
was like 9 years old. I know that's a very foreign to Scotty.
Well, see, my cousin Brian was younger too. He wouldn't drink it hot, but they would put it in the refrigerator, and he would drink. He was drinking cold brew before it was cool. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that being very young, going to their house, which was behind a funeral. They lived in the apartment behind a funeral home, by the way. At the
I
time.
like that.
We walked in through the garage where they kept the hearses and
No way.
That's
I'm
kind of
not
cool.
lying.
It was, looking back on it, it's pretty. I didn't think anything of it back then.
course
But
not.
yeah, they lived back there drinking cold coffee. That's
Yeah.
where I first saw the Power Rangers commercial for the first ever, like when Power Rangers was becoming a thing. Anyway,
We
great
forget.
times.
We
Nostalgia.
forget. I genuinely forget that Jerry, like, you know, not that I'm saying he's older than us, but
Well, I'm
Jerry
old.
was no, Jerry, you were a true 90s kid in that sense, where you had those sort of
1987, man.
experiences. I mean, yeah, that's the same year my sister was born. And, like,
Yeah.
I just find it to be so interesting because, like, you know, I had that late 90s, you know, I barely remember it, you know. Remember the
Yeah.
Pokemon craze, obviously. That was my shit. But, like, other than that, yeah, man, it's so wild to think you had the Power Rangers. You had, I mean, the dawn.
I
of,
remember
like,
the day. I remember where I was. We were in. They had a cool bedroom. I will say, my cousins. They had like a.
Yeah.
It was a huge ass. I think it was supposed to be the master bedroom because it had a
Yeah.
bathroom in it. But it was like it felt. It was probably not huge, but it felt like a
course.
gymnasium to me as a kid.
Yeah.
It had a TV in it, a bathroom, their beds and everything. We were playing with effing Gak, which was the Nickelodeon
Gak.
slime and stuff.
Wow.
man.
Oh my god.
Time capsule. I'm telling you.
Wow. I haven't
that
heard
was all,
the word
all behind a
Gak.
funeral home.
Crazy.
That funeral home does not exist anymore, too. By the
You
way.
lived
Last time I
behind a
went there, they
funeral home?
demolished it. No, my cousins.
Oh, your
did.
cousin did.
No, I've never lived behind a funeral home.
Gotcha.
No, not yet.
Talking
Well, I mean,
about
it's about to
death?
happen.
Talking
to
about
happen.
death outside your apartment. I mean,
Not
shit.
yet. Oh God. Anyway, there was something that happened last week. Listen, a symptom of living in America, unfortunately. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Yep. Jerry's
You gotta
responsible for all crime within a 100-mile radius of his home.
yeah, I am
So-
Batman in my
He's gotta let
neighborhood.
everybody know.
Apparently,
He's got to
So,
let everybody know.
Scotty Holiday says, "Remember when they banned Pokemon cards at school?" So we were a little bit. Scotty, you might be like a
was right at the
smidge older
beginning
than
of
me.
that.
The fact that you said you were making your Sims woohoo tells me that. I don't think I knew what woohoo was in my
your
farming days.
Sims making your Sims woohoo.
But we didn't have that. But you
You didn't know what to do with that redhead when you married her, wouldn't you? You would have known back then.
Man, I loved redheads because of Drew Barrymore and Charlie's Angels. She rocked my world.
So tell me about you. What makes you tick, redhead?
The three things that got banned when
I'm
I
9
was
years
in
old.
elementary and middle were they banned skinny jeans / like skinny pants.
There you go.
Oh,
They banned
I was
they
in college
banned
already.
silly bands. Which
Silly
I think-
bands.
You remember silly
Oh
bands?
my
Oh my god, I remember
They were
the bands that were
when
shaped
you-
like stuff.
They were shaped like stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
And they banned
That was that long ago?
Heelys,
Shit.
man. They banned Heelys. They didn't want people
Heelys.
skating around on their heels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they
Okay,
banned
yeah.
Smarties. They banned Smarties candy because people, when I was in middle school, would crush up the Smarties and
them up.
snort them.
Snort up? We
my
would smoke
god!
We had
No, that
so
doesn't
on our
surprise me.
on our senior trip, I had a friend, and this is a Christian school, right? So no illicit drugs. But on our senior trip on the bus, we were like went out to camping and everything. I think I don't know, it was weird. I had a friend snort an entire pixie stick on the bus.
That's
in front of everyone. He
amazing.
got up.
And you
He
thought
got
he
up
was
like it was.
cool.
He got up like it was a TED talk, right? And we're like,
Uh-huh.
everyone, watch. It was only 20. It was like 28 kids in my graduating class, right? So we all like knew each other. And he's like, get up there, like, oh, AJ's gonna do this. AJ's gonna snort a pixie stick. And his head hurt for the rest of the time. It was great.
I bet it did.
Destroying brain
remember,
cells.
This will be my last thing because I do gotta go. But like, does anyone remember Crazy Bones?
What the fuck?
Crazy Bones? No.
What?
Really?
Connor,
Okay,
are
so
you-
like,
Are you in the
Crazy
the
Bones.
sex industry?
no. So like the way it was set up, it was like sort of a
Let's play Crazy Bones.
crazy. How do I describe Crazy Bones?
Come on, man. Let's play it, dude. Don't be a wuss.
Wait, was
No,
it?
it's genuinely real. Like it was genuinely.
Were they
a
like
ton of
little
fun. So, like,
figurines?
yeah, little
Were they little
figurines. You would set them up, and you would just sort of just like
knock them into each other.
Yeah, knock them into each other and just make and just
They
sort of.
those were in McDonald's Happy Meals for a little bit. I remember I tried collecting all those little things because I thought it was for a hot minute, Connor.
And there were like
I was
certain
into
crazy bones that
I
like
know what
were
you're talking
shaped a certain way that like were advantageous.
Like little ghosts,
like
the ones
like
that I saw.
yeah, ghosts. You know, some of them had like little things on their figures where it was like.
It's like the time where like tech decks came out, like the little fingerboards.
Yes, I've never played with tech decks, but like I know their appeal. So,
I mean, it's honestly the only way I can skateboard. So,
yeah, that's fair.
Damn it!
We'll tape like 15 of those to each shoe, and then I'm good. You know.
But yeah, I'm gonna get going. I gotta sleep. I got work tomorrow.
Bye, bud. Nice hanging out with you. That was fun.
Bye, man.
Yeah, this was awesome. Yeah, Alden. This
See you,
is
Connor.
that's probably that poll is probably how I'm gonna get the Raylos to hate me. That this is how it goes down.
They should just democracy is look. I love democracy, much like Sheev. So
Oh, yeah, no.
just vote for their boy.
Whoever wins, like I don't doubt it. Like genuine, like I'm saying it on the record. I do not doubt it.
That sounds like the Alien versus Predator tagline: "Whoever wins, we lose."
Like Adam Driver peak physical performance. I don't know if I could really maybe match it for a bit. I don't really know. I don't know. Who knows?
Jerry, that was so good. I forgot about that.
That was
Have you never heard that?
Whoever wins,
Sorry.
no, I forgot. I remember that. Whoever wins, we lose. What a great line.
That is an incredible
That's a
tagline for a
great
movie that
tagline.
doesn't deserve it.
Right.
That tagline is better than that film by a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's
the second one was. I enjoyed the second Alien versus
You like
Predator. By the way.
Requiem?
Requiem.
You
Well,
like Requiem more?
I've only
That's
insane. Listen,
found
I've
the
only
one
seen
fan.
it once. I've only seen it once, and I mainly just love the meat lovers joke, which now that I'm thinking back on it, is a very just like homophobic joke, right? And so it's looking back on it, probably not much anymore.
Sure. That is funny shit. I forgot that's the tag. Jerry, that was a deep cut, my dude.
Hey
God,
man, I
where
worked
did
at a
that
movie
come
theater for
from?
8. I worked at a movie theater for 8 years when both of those movies came out. Okay, well y'all were toddling around in diapers trying to marry the redhead down the street from your
God.
effing sim farm.
Alden, check the quote.
I was
one tweet.
I was watching, making sure people weren't jerking each other off at a movie theater. Okay. I never caught anybody. Apparently, people did. I never got to catch anybody. So anyway,
I'm so happy.
I'm still mad about it.
I'm still mad. I wish I would have caught more teens
joking.
jerking off.
No, but seriously, I'm gonna.
I was a
going,
teen at
so.
the time too.
Bye, Connor. Thanks for doing. You want to plug
Later.
anything? Or you just want to bounce?
Nerd Academy podcast.
There you go.
Twitter at Depa Banana. Yeah, that's really about it.
Good deal.
So
stay bombad, bud. Thanks for coming.
Stay
by.
bombad, all.
That was
Stay
fun.
Bombad.
Stay bombad. Scotty, you were born in 93. Yeah, I watched Jurassic Park and knew what was happening that year. So
okay, I'm so confused. What side goes down then? Sorry. Okay, it looks like this. So
I've never really done anything in a movie theater. I tried to get something going with my at the time wife, and it like make out. It did not go anywhere. I think we were dating at the time.
I will share a story off air, but I will give a very brief synopsis of one. I was
Hey, if you send a super chat, Scotty,
you know what?
I'm just kidding.
I think I can say the full story. I just won't go into too much detail. I will never forget. I was seeing Avengers 2012 in theaters. I was a sophomore in high school, and a girl that I was dating was like, "Let's go see it," you know. And there is the scene. You're gonna love this. I may have told this story before. There's a scene in Avengers where Natasha and Hulk connect for the first time, and it's like after he rampages, and like it's like a huge scene. She's like, "All right, I'm gonna like pull your head in. We're gonna make out." Literally, I leaned in, and she's like starting to kiss me. I go, "Not right now." I was like, "This is not the time for that." I will never forget that, and I think in her heart, because we had dated for like a few months after that, she was like, "Yeah, no, that guy was never the right one." The second he denied a makeout in a movie theater because of Avengers,
listen,
I was like, "Not
listen." We're like, listen. This is great and all, but
this is really good.
I appreciate and value storytelling and modern mythology, and I just need you to keep it in your pants for a minute, okay?
Please stop. Like,
was this was the first Avengers?
Yeah, this is 2012.
Or was it? When she goes to contact.
Yeah,
I think you're talking about when they first connected, like hooked up for the first time.
No. When Natasha and Hulk have like their the sun's going down moment,
That's in Age of Ultron.
Oh, that's Age of Ultron.
Then it's not that. It's the scene where they're in like the hangar or like the undertow of the ship, and he's just like destroying pipes and shit.
That is the first Avengers.
After him, yeah.
Yes, she tried to make out with you in the midst of the helicarrier getting attacked.
Yes.
Unacceptable.
That's why I was
a
like,
loud kisser. Honestly,
we can't do this right now.
Let me tell you, man. Sometimes you just got to put. I might, if I've told this story before,
right in front of my Avengers.
Really?
Look,
right now?
So
you want to do this in front of Captain America?
My post high school girlfriend. I graduated high school in 2014, so we're already in the Disney era of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And we got Rebels and Force Awakens is a thing that is coming out of the pipeline. When it was my girlfriend at the time was had class that day. She was in college, but her schedule was weird, so whatever. She had class, and I had worked late or whatever. So I was like passed out, and she called me and was like, "Hey, class got canceled. Do you want to meet up or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh," because we were gonna meet up later anyway. And I'm like, "Nah, I kind of want to sleep right now." So I tried to, you want to sleep, but you also are trying to be a good boyfriend, or you're dumb, so you come up with some bullshit. Then that was the day that the Thanksgiving Force Awakens teaser trailer dropped, the very first one, and my phone starts blowing up. No, here we go. So my phone starts blowing up, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Star Wars." And so I watch it. There has been an awakening, all that stuff. Crossguard lightsaber first time. I lose my fucking mind. I watch it like a bunch more times, and I call her, and I'm not gonna start throwing her name out there, but I was like, babe, like, Star Wars, whatever. And she says, this is what I knew that I was headed down a path. She said, "Oh, so you have time for Star Wars, but you don't have time for me?" and I hung up.
Oh,
I hung up the phone. And I went right back and watched it like 6 more times. I was like, you can't steal joy. You can't
But
steal
like
joy.
I gotta just abort, get out.
Get out.
Listen, I was I married? Yeah, we were married at that time, I think, Allison and I. I'm trying to think. Oh shit, I gave her name. Anyway.
I missed all that and I was I'm sorry, I was
that's okay.
What am I doing? I was on the phone with Katie. She just called me. Anyway.
Yes. Katie.
She's in New Orleans right now. Her and her friend went to go shopping because they need to get like something for the wedding. And I'm like, by all means, I can just do this all night.
Alden was saying that he ditched his girlfriend because he needed to sleep, and then the Force Awakens trailer dropped.
Oh my god, yes.
The Force
So the
Awakens
one
Thanksgiving teaser.
Oh my god,
The
dude, I'll
very
never
first one.
forget.
First
I will
look at
never
BB-8.
forget where I was at.
I was up here
No.
visiting. I hadn't moved up here yet. I was visiting Allison's family for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I saw it at her grandparents' house.
God.
And I was changed forever.
That was that truly, and this is so corny, was an actual awakening, I think, for pretty much everyone we know. Like deeply, it felt like I had never felt a feeling like that ever in my entire life, because it was like this such a surreal feeling of like the Falcon and the music. Like we were all told it was dead, and like to actually have it come back was just. I wish I could. I can't even describe it to people. It's so hard to explain.
It's hard to especially explain to people who don't get why you're so into said thing.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
In fact, like Allison and I, my ex-wife, we had been dating for a minute or two. We've been dating for a little while. And whenever the announcement was made, right, that they were that Disney was sold and they were making stuff, it happened right before we got married when we were dating, and or it was like right after or something, right around there. It was 2012 or 2013 when the announcement was made.
Yeah,
that they were selling Lucasfilm. Like, no, what year was it?
Oh, it was 2012. It was October of 2012. October.
Wait, so
like
we weren't married.
21st of
So we weren't
2012.
married yet. But that was, and she told me later on. She's like, "That's what I knew that you were like something changed in you."
Yeah, I mean, for real.
She said that?
She said that to me. She said like something changed. Like it was like you all of a sudden you're like just all about Star Wars again. Because I was always about Star Wars, but it had been gone for so long. You know, I was like I had leveled out and became a normal person.
What year did you meet her?
I met her. It was 2011, right?
Okay, so you met her, during a nice chill dormant period. We had Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But
and then like, that happened, and then that was like probably the first like.
So she thought that the dormant period was the peak of it.
That's right.
She was like, "Oh, he loves this thing a lot, but it'll never be like the focus of his day."
I don't think she ever like. I think I jumped in full force whenever it started. Whenever it's like we're getting more movies, I was like, like, oh my god, I love this thing, and blah 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 blah. You know, and I got her to watch all the movies with me and everything like that. And I'll tell you, so I did chronological rewatch with her, or chronological watch. She picked it up better that way. She liked it that way, but she was not hooked until Empire Strikes Back.
That's fair. So that was
Empire
like 4
Strikes
solid
Back.
movies.
She goes, well, yeah, and I mean, but like she did later tell me, I'm glad that we watched it chronologically because I liked it. I was more invested that way.
That's
So
fair.
it's different for people. It's different for people, but yeah, no, dude, that era, it awakened. You're right. It did awaken a lot of stuff for a lot of us, you know. And it makes you like, when you love something, it makes you evaluate kind of what you want in your life and everything. And if someone can't appreciate that about you, you know, then that's their problem. And that's something I've had to learn recently. I'm still dealing with, and like that's something that everyone, all of you out there, you young people.
I'm gonna tell you a little cute anecdote, and I say this with no.
I'm making it serious.
I say this with no comedy. No, you're not making it serious. I mean, it's real. What you're saying is true. A person that I used to be with, that I was with for a long time, who's a very special human being. When we started dating, she had only ever seen A New Hope, and she was like, "I saw the first one, and that's it." And it wasn't that she didn't like it; she just didn't know. She was like, there's a lot of this. I don't know where to go next. Do I keep going this way? You know how people are with Star Wars. It could be intimidating.
Right.
So when we started dating, she's like, okay, I want to rewatch that first one, A New Hope. And then we'll watch the rest of them. And that's something that we had said a couple times. And then we were on the phone one night, and we were on the phone almost all night. It's probably like 3 or 4 in the morning. And she mentioned how she wanted to rewatch A New Hope. And I said something about like, yeah, you know, it's better that you just rewatch it instead of me just rattling off what happens. And then she's like, yeah, but you should do that. Like, do that right now. She's like, tell me what happens in that movie, start to finish, as detailed as you can. And I was like, but you're gonna watch it. She goes, yeah, but I want to hear you say it anyway. That's what you want.
Yeah.
And I did. I was like,
Yes.
well, it starts and we fade in a long time ago. Then the crawl happens, and the crawl says this, and then a cruiser called the Tana V4 comes in, and then
That's
a Star Destroyer
beautiful.
comes in. And I just did the entire thing to the best of my recollection.
That is beautiful.
And it was like, if you don't feel that way about your person's things, or at least try to or want to, you're not gonna like everything.
No,
but if you're like,
you just shouldn't have to.
Yeah, if you're like, like to everything, that's a deeper problem.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's
so
just again,
weird.
you want to be just like don't compromise parts of yourself, you know,
No,
for anybody.
Never.
At all.
That's just good life advice. That's something we all struggle with. That's something you have to realize, you know?
Yeah.
And like, you know, depending on the partner you're with or however they handle it, like they can take you at your best, they can take you at your worst. But like it's those moments, like Katie and I bonding over Mando has been maybe one of my favorite aspects of my relationship with her. I know it's silly, I know it's entertainment, but like I have never seen her, because she's not one of those ones that like has to watch movies to be happy. Where I'm definitely one of those ones who has to watch shit to like really kind of deal with my personal life or whatever it is. And like to experience Mando with her has been, I'm not joking, probably one of my favorite aspects of our relationship ever. The fact that we can both digest something that's so personal to me and then can become personal to her. I mean, it's just, you can't beat it. I've never
that's
had that
beautiful.
before.
And don't sell yourself short, because I used to do that same shit. You know, like I know it's just entertainment. Because is it just entertainment? Sure, to a point. But these stories actually mean something too.
Yep.
And that is what I think all of us are kind of connected to. Is we, we are connected to. These are. It's not just it. It is just a little green goblin and a metal guy walking around in space. But it's more. It's so much more than that.
Well, that's the mythic
deeper.
obsession that I've discovered these past year. Really, is that it is so much deeper. It's the fabric of our society that these things exist, and to now it sounds so stupid, but to now like function and be in a society where people are like, no, you know, mythology and things like mythology really don't matter anymore. These stories don't matter. It's all made by some white guy or some black guy or some guy. It's all man-made stuff, you know. And it's so weird, because this is where the whole like faith thing comes in, and not to bring up faith or religion or Christianity, but like, you know, how is what I experienced through television any different than what I experienced through religion? You know, just because there's establishments for it, that's the only difference. Like I can go to a church, and celebrate my faith in a Buddhist temple, in a synagogue, in a mosque, or anywhere, you know, a Catholic church, a Christian church. But like, it's no different than when I sit down and watch a Star Wars for me, because
Star Wars celebration is like when people go
that.
to Mecca or go to the Vatican, like except you know, fun. But it's like and I've been to the Vatican, so I can say that from a first-hand experience. But it's like there's something about it where it's like, if you took a baby and you raised that baby, you know, to believe in Luke Skywalker as if he existed,
we did.
Like, that's the power of belief. Like that's the you know, like I remember asking my kindergarten art teacher distinctly, because I was on a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory kick, the original, of course. I hope the remake wasn't out yet when I was in kindergarten. And I asked my kindergarten art teacher, her name was Miss Frager. She slapped. She was awesome. I said,
she probably shouldn't slap. Sorry, I'm sorry. That was a stupid joke.
She probably should not slap. That's true.
Yeah,
I said, was
teacher.
Willy Wonka real? Because I had seen, I think at a gas station, that they were selling like Wonka nerds and like different things like that, and I had seen the movie, and I had never seen a product exist like that, and I asked her, was Willy Wonka real? And she took the question really fucking seriously, and I will never forget that. And she said, he wasn't, but there are certain things sometimes that are so powerful and make you so happy that it feels like they could have been.
Wow. Yeah.
And she said that to a 5-year-old.
Wow. That's impactful.
And that's what this shit is. So like when people write off like Mandalorian or something, it happens with Mando a lot because they've admitted it. So like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have said it's inspired by action figure play, in as much as your older sibling had the core characters and you had a beat up Boba Fett, Ugnaught, a broken IG, and maybe like a couple randoms like that were like your background players, and that's what you had to play with. And people write that off and like it's just this is sophisticated storytelling. This is just guys playing with their action figures. I'm sorry, like when is that bad? Like, Jerry, you're a father. Like, imaginative play is so important to the development of a human being.
Oh yes.
Being able to like unless you're Sid from Toy Story and you're a fucking psychopath and you're like strapping them to rockets and blowing them up, like I don't know.
Just making modern art.
Yeah, when I had action figures as a kid, I was like, I don't have any within reach, but I have a couple pill bottles, so we're gonna do that. When I was a child,
Alden's Little Helpers.
When I was a child, I would sit there and be like doing dialogue, and I'd be like, what if this happened? What if this happened? Like that was important. For people to look down on that now, just because adults want to pay tribute to that, is so cynical and dumb. And
it's
like
so dumb.
Our entire society, especially as Americans, is predicated upon the very crushing that out of you. Like we want you to have it, but then we want to crush it out of you for you to be a worker bee. Anyway, I cut you off. Please continue.
No, but it's true. We want you to be a singular genius. We want singular geniuses to break through, where we could be like, because of dreams, Walt Disney did this. Because of dreams, George Lucas, Stan Lee. We always want people, Michael Jackson, Madonna. Like we always want these icons to break through. But unless you're that, fuck you. It's got to be either you break through all the way to the point where you can lift us up out of our misery, or we want you to be there with us in the mud in our misery.
God, it's weird because I don't know. You take what we've experienced.
I'm sorry, I just read Sean Room's comment.
What did he say when I was a child?
I used to pretend like when I was getting a Star Wars action figure, we were like, and we had to go, like I begged mom and she took me there first, and then I was walking around looking at my action figure. I was pretending like we were in like some giant Imperial facility where they kept carbonite frozen people, and my action figures were frozen in carbonite. We've got to get them out of this storehouse. And stuff like that, right? Like seriously, I
remember as a kid,
I would also pretend that a dinosaur would break in and eat people because it was of Jurassic Park.
Yes, exactly. And then you find out a dinosaur existed. So what does that do to a child's brain?
Yeah,
like I remember as a kid, especially like post 9/11, I had a little bit of like, I never had a fear of flying, but whenever the plane would start, I would be like, what if it blows up? That's a thought I had all the time as a kid.
Sure.
And so, because you can hear the engine going and stuff. But I remember thinking about it like jumping to hyperspace, or it was either always Star Wars or Star Fox. I would be like, oh, this is like Star Fox on GameCube. And you'd start to process ideas through that lens. So for people to look down on that now is so emblematic of the times.
What I was going to say was, as a kid, action figures were my thing, Legos were my thing, but most importantly, I would just free roam in video games, whatever game it was, Mario 64, it could even be Battlefront 2 or Bounty Hunter. and I would make up my own stories as a kid in my head and like fake dialogue between people. And like even just doing that, it was like you could get lost in the sounds of a game. It's like that's why game music and of course like ambient noises from those games like really kind of mess you up as an adult because you're like you spend so much time imagining yourself in that realm only for you to like realize it's just numbers and bits in a computer. Like it's like as a kid, at least to me, I'm sure you maybe have the same experience. When you put a disc in or a game in, it was like you opened up to that realm of your consciousness and the realm of the PlayStation or the N64's consciousness. Like you linked with something that was not zeros and numbers. Whereas when I sat behind a PC, I was like, oh, there's a program I open. Whereas this, it was like you're in this whole different environment. And like, you know, I pity children today, unfortunately, because there was nothing quite like, and this is part of our generation that only we could say is like Blockbuster. You would go to a place to seek an experience. You would have that experience knowing you wouldn't have it forever. Then you would bring that experience home with you, and whatever you experienced that weekend or however long you had that game was like permanently etched into your mind. You know, like movies, video games, whatever it was. And like the best, and I'm sure you remember N64 games, like the save file was on the cartridge. So like you would play other people's games and like they could have beaten the whole game and you could just play through, you know, all of Ocarina of Time or whatever game you're playing, you know, without even having to do it. So like what I'm getting at is like, there was a point where like, there was no digital downloads. There was no things that like, nothing was coming to you. You had to go seek it. You had to make a choice as a kid. I wanted to have that experience. And like nowadays it's like you can literally just get free games online. It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't know. I fixate on that a lot as an adult.
There's an element of the choice that is important, and it's an important part of the journey. Like walking through the aisles of a Blockbuster, or if you were nasty, a Hollywood Video.
That's right.
That's what I had growing up. That's what
Hollywood Video had a better selection, but was a little grimier. Like
right.
you felt less safe in a Hollywood Video. The lighting was dimmer.
Yes.
The colors were like the blue and yellow of Blockbuster felt like movie night, but the purple and white, and I think maybe the hints of like orange or some shit in Hollywood Video.
like kind of a like a mauve, like red kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh my god.
like a chartreuse,
a salmon. Maybe.
Yeah.
But wait.
Well, see, mine was actually the good. Mine was the good place to go down in Arkansas because the Blockbuster closed down, and it was 30 minutes away. Right, so the one that was just down the road from my house was a Hollywood Video, and it was right in front of Walmart, and that was like the prime real estate, man. Right there, bitch. It was like all so nice. They had like the TV,
walking those aisles was key, man. Like
it's so key.
Being able to just like look at covers and look at the front and back and everything, and walk around and like who didn't go up to their parents or whoever they were with and be like, please, can I get two? Can I trying to bargain like. I missed that, man.
I will say, I thought they were completely dead until I moved up here. We moved like a mile away. I could walk to a video store at the house we owned. And it's the same exact video chain that is in Stranger Things. It's Family Video.
No way.
Yeah. So whenever Family Video was on there, I'm like, oh, I was like I was the meme of the guy who dates young girls. Sorry, I forget his name.
That
dude.
DiCaprio?
But anyway, DiCaprio.
Did you just say you just forget Leonardo DiCaprio's name?
I kept wanting to call him like Robert Anton Wilson or something.
That's the wild part.
Like,
no, I wanted to say this,
but
sorry, Jared.
But I will say, Ellie she will not remember it. But I walked her in her stroller down there a couple of times, and we picked out movies. But that place did not last past the pandemic, so there are no more of those places left.
Damn.
So
my story about this was, and I think all of us could
last breath.
Well, we can all relate to this shared experience, but you were never in one of those stores for more than 20 minutes. It was never. You didn't spend a whole evening.
I was gonna say I disagree with that. Like I was in there for a long time. Especially if they
my
sell
dad was very
videos.
much. Well, he was very much pick me up from school, whatever mom picked me up from school. We would go there, and choose what game or movie I was going to have for that weekend, and then have it. And it was whatever the rental period was. It was great. And we were there, and my dad's like, "You got 15 minutes. I'm gonna walk around. You're gonna walk around." And like, it always left. Like, you remember at Blockbuster, you can buy the bucket of popcorn, like the ones that would pop in the bucket. So badass. I thought that as a kid, that was the coolest shit in the world. And then I would buy,
feels like you're at the movies.
It was. Oh my god, it was such a cool experience. And they even, I never forget this. I wish I could still find it. I know I can't find it. I'm almost positive it's gone. But at one point, y'all may remember this. They had the Pokemon Snap kiosk, and you could literally bring your Pokemon Snap cartridge.
That's right.
Put it in, print the photos you took out, and they like gave you Pokemon tokens, and like you can get like 4 prints like every time you visited. It was so I've seen a kiosk since then.
That's wild.
Used game store in Biloxi.
You should try to buy one.
Oh my god! I really wish you could still use it, but like you could
imagine being like, imagine going to like the Facebook group for like your town and being like, tell your kids they can come to my house.
I'll keep it on the porch.
Yeah, just come on out here. We'll fix it up for you.
Come on over.
Oh god, that's funny.
I think we need to wrap up soon because I want to take this somewhere else and have these same conversations and enjoy a beverage and
behind the paywall, as it were.
Paywall.
Listen, patreon.com/bombadcast. Go there, give it. You know what? You give us enough money, we'll take you to Batu.
That's right. That's right. And one thing I will post, by the way, if you haven't yet, scan this QR code for whatever reason. There's a surprise behind here.
Surprise.
And let's show off the design. This is the whole reason we did this stream.
I was gonna say, let's see that fun. Beautiful N-1. I want to get this.
Well, it was a gift. I would not have bought it otherwise. It was the wedding gift, and we'll take a couple of angles of it. But this really is a fine piece. I want to see if I can buy a stand for it. Like, I would love a stand that like
keeps it midair. Yeah.
Well, midair, but like at an angle, like at like one of these. Yeah, like at I can't even show you. Let's say at one of like these, like like I could put on the wall or something because it is a fine piece. Watch this, is even cooler. So you press down the engine. Here we go. Hold on if it'll work. Oh damn it! I already shot it. Oh shit! Hold on. Comes
where'd
with
it go?
Where'd it go?
Oh, it shoots the things. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool?
Ellie, we've got a set that does that. I forget which set that I got for me and Ellie. I wish that Legos were more affordable these days.
I know.
It's my kind of thing. Like I would love to do
so expensive.
like a big set. The big sets are the coolest.
That's the thing too, and like I was telling them earlier, you almost struggle with like wanting to buy it because Alden's comment may be one of my favorites I've heard in a minute. He says to like build the thing you're gonna play with. Like even as a kid, Alden was like, I can't do that. Like that, no. I can't justify that.
Just
like
give me.
I want to play with it.
I
got
the year like when Phantom Menace came out for Christmas. Yes. I got I think it was a set. It was Anakin, Gasgano, and Sebulba's Pod Racers in Lego. And I remember building those things in my living room with my dad. And to this day, they stayed together for the most part. And I think I still have random Legos in my thing, just like scattered about.
From those pieces?
I don't have the complete sets anymore. And some of the Legos are mixed in with Ellie's Legos now. Yeah. But
that's kind of beautiful.
I had that set. Yeah. Oh, it is. It's
awesome.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
That's fantastic. Well,
Lego's fantastic. This has been great.
This has been a lot of fun. I had a blast doing this. I don't think I can do this every Friday, but once I'm married and I don't have anything going on in my life, and I have a wife.
Once things slow down, things will slow down. God, I think for Scotty and I, but
good Lord. But no, thank you everyone for joining. Alden, I don't know if you have anything you want to address or bring up. What was
address it? Or bring up?
Alden, like you act like Alden did something or something. Like Alden, is there anything you would like to address, sir?
Yeah, I mean, follow me or don't, as per usual. Doing Mandalorian Diaries on Octa Radio right now, which are just me sort of reflecting on the episodes of the season as they go. They are not reviews, they're not explainers, but they are a lot of fun. And Casually Talk with Ken Knapsack. And then I'm going to be at Star Wars Celebration. I'll be on a panel Sunday afternoon with Goose from China of the Force. And yeah.
That's so exciting. We will be in New Orleans, so it's gonna
You'll be busy and newlywed at
Yeah.
that point.
Oh, definitely at that point. 6-hour difference. So
At
they're
that point.
so
We're
that
trying to
so
keep Jared out of
y'all
fights,
are
I think, on the
y'all are
season
6
over.
hours
So-
ahead of us.
We'll be 5
Right?
hours ahead.
Okay, so that being said,
Well, 5 hours ahead from
6
me, so 6 from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that being said, like when y'all have the big panel at 11 a.m. your time, it'll be like 5 a.m. the day of my wedding, and we'll wake up to like insane Star Wars news. That's actually, I prefer that because I would hate to be like,
Well, you'll actually get most of it before your wedding, before you actually say I do.
Yeah.
Because studio showcase is Friday, Saturday is Ahsoka.
Friday. Oh my god. Okay, so we'll get the Ahsoka trailer.
Yeah.
More than
Sunday
likely
is
at
just
date.
like a look back.
So we
at
won't have to
Obi-Wan
rush
Kenobi.
through the ceremony, right?
If they
Like,
announce
you
Obi-Wan
know,
season 2,
we'll
I
know.
could see that being Sunday. But
Wow. Then Monday's nothing.
Big if.
Monday's like
Monday is
Bad
Sunday.
Batch?
Monday's Batch and Visions Volume 2.
Oh well, that's gonna be so
Nice.
awesome. Oh, I can't wait for that. But it's so weird because everything's gonna drop, you know, by the time we're waking up. So post hangover, whatever it is, we'll be like, oh, I was sick. Oh, look at the trailer for Vision season 2. Like we're gonna get all that. Oh, I can't wait. But thank you for coming on, Alden. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm
Great
glad I was able to make it.
conversation. That was so much fun.
Great time.
Jerry, I know next week we've got we can plug Bombad. We've got some wonderful
get it.
people on next week. We got the legendary. We've got Trey Mitchell on. Very excited. We got Sean Room, who's in the chat. Most importantly, we got Bombad Daniel coming on for his first Bombadcast appearance.
Mr. Daniel. Mr. Daniel.
God, I don't know if a single person that I'm friends with that won't tune into that one.
It's appointment viewing.
This is it, guaranteed. But y'all, thank you everyone for coming this evening. We'll
Oh, hey, Katie.
no way.
Katie's
That's
in the chat.
amazing. She's
my
in
man.
New Orleans right now,
Yes.
seeing my friend Aaron's band play with her friend. Yeah,
Woo!
so that's hilarious. You too, sweetheart. I will play a little clip to close us out. Thank you, everyone. Oh well, it'll be an
Night.
ad. It won't be Man in the Mirror. It'll be an ad.
Oh.
Imagine belonging to the world's greatest Patreon.
The Bombadcast presents the one and only club, a Patreon experience.
Ran by the most Bombad hosts of all time.
Let's be honest here. You'd be the biggest poodoo ever
That is Star Wars talk for a piece of shit.
if you didn't join this Patreon. I mean, you'd be an absolute dumb.
The one and only club, Patreon Experience, is not sold in stores.
It's just 12 easy payments of $6.99 a month for the rest of your life.
But wait, use your card right now to sign up for it. Scotty and Jerry, that's me, will give you a shout out live on the air.
There will be 10 unique perks. 10 unique perks for you if you join this Patreon. And it's hosted by two of the greatest people that ever existed.
Scotty Jayro?
And me, Jerry Cable.
Can't beat that. Broadcast to dozens of people.
How many of you have been dared to jump a ditch with no shoes on?
Why would you ask that?
Well, if you did it and you're still here, please join the Bombadcast Patreon.
Come on. What's he gonna spend it on?
Food? Being a part of the Bombadcast Patreon is not a bad idea at all. Simply because, well, you don't really have that many good ideas. You're kind of an idiot. You're watching this.
That's absolutely right. Live on air, satisfaction guaranteed.
I hope you enjoy it.
It's so dense. Every single image has so many things going on.
Remember, when joining this Patreon, make sure you
stay Bombad.
Stay Bombad.
Stay Bombad.